Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Pali Center practice here at Powertime Practice. My name is Sucharita, and I'm so happy to be here with you, especially this week, since we have hit the ground running. Dr. Pali has ushered in some fabulous energies into the earth plane, as all divine masters do when the sun transits into the sign of Aries, which is the first zodiac sign. And it means that it's exalted there. Now the sun represents our soul, so we will feel like we want to hit the ground running. We want to be on fire and purify anything that doesn't serve our highest and best. So we want to root out, get rid of anything that is dragging us down, such as negative energies in our lives, internal energies. So if we're angry, frustrated, jealous, greedy, all those nasties, depressed even, because it's been a long winter and the sun has not been out lately. The sun just popped out the other day and we're like, here in Canada, oh my God, it's the sun, the sun is here. It makes us to feel so good. The sun is our soul. So that connection is not just with a random story. It is that in the sky, the sun is shining, and then inside it comes and shines within. So we want to experience our soul's purpose. What is our true soul's purpose? Our true soul's purpose is to realize God. It's not just to have a thought about it or read about it. It's to feel it, to experience, to light up, to have that golden consciousness where everything is gold, everything is beautiful in our life. And most of us have had challenging lives here on the spiritual path. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Everything would be just peachy keen. So that's what we've had to do as a soul evolving. We had to come across different paths. And then here we are with Dr. Pali, where he can show us some really fabulous ways to integrate spiritual teachings into our everyday life. So it's not something that we do that's separate. So we do our spiritual life over here and then our material life over here. We feel too disjointed. So we want to bring everything together, and then we can experience the miracles that unfold before us, and not just as a random happening, but we feel it every day. Wake up every day before you even get off the bed and say, I expect a miracle. And especially since the sun is exalted in Aries, miracles should be happening right before our eyes, before we get off the bed. Our mind should be feeling relaxed. We never, how rare is it that we get off the bed without having a million thoughts going on, or we're just like so groggy and we don't even want to get off the bed. We just want to pull the covers over our heads and make it all to go away. And so even if we do have a great life, we have so many responsibilities. We've got to take care of our kids, our spouses, our other extended family members, our fathers and mothers who are aging or ailing. We have people in our lives that we have responsibilities to as far as our social life goes, and also our work life goes. So how do we navigate this life without having divine support? Well, we can't. We can, but it's not very enjoyable. So being on this path with Dr. Pali and being here in Powertime Practice, we will find out ways in which we can do very simple techniques to bring in the divine. So as the sun has entered into Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, it means that everything is looking up. So we are going for the highest. We need to change our personality. We need to change our hairdo. We need to take a look at the clothes we wear. We need to go to our clothes closet and toss out clothes that just don't resonate with us anymore. We're never going to get into them. And plus they're outdated and they're never going to come back. It's just going to be a fusion of fashion. So give it to people who can use it. And that will be doing a world of good, because you'll be helping someone who cannot help themselves. So you can, do that. Clean the closets, clean your desks, clean your car, clean your house. Just take one drawer at a time. Even you got 30 days. Well, actually, about 21 days, because we've already gone by a week. So this is how fast time flies if we're not aware of how to use the power behind time. So get into the flow, get the energy behind time, and never mind what your mind is saying, because your mind is just going to negate everything. As Dr. Fleiss shares, 99% of our thoughts are pretty much negative. The first thing we say in most cases is no, or I can't do that, or it's not possible. And if we don't speak it, we think it. Even if we say, okay, yeah, we're going inside, and it's a big and it's just dragging us down. And meanwhile, we're going like this, yeah, that's good, yeah, let's do that. So it's just this constant battle that goes on, and it's going to go on even when you open up MSN, like I just did now. I just opened up MSN. I saw the queen is going to give the throne over to somebody, and then someone is cheating on someone, and then there's something going on in celebrity land. It's just all over the map, and that's what we're bombarded with every day. And even if we don't choose to do it, other people around us are choosing to grab onto those storylines, those headlines, and make them to be the reality. This is what the life is all about. And even on the spiritual path, we'll find ourselves surfing through the net, trying to find the answers, trying to find, who we are, what's going on in our world, in our inner world, and we're trying to look outside. So the beauty of being with Dr. Pillai and his teachings and the services that are offered through Pillai Center and AstroVed is that we can access the soul's consciousness. So we are living a reality that is a high path. It's the truth of who we are. It's the highest truth. It's that knowing, that intuition that just says, you do this right now, and you will be successful. And it's not even saying those words, but you just feel it, and you're so inspired. So you're moved by the spirit of your highest self to do the things that you need to do. And intuition, does it take a long time? No, it's instantaneously. You feel it. And then you go in and you check in your gut, and you say, that's my gut feeling. And we got to listen to our gut, because generally speaking, our gut is correct. So people think that intuition is up here. Yeah, it is. But in everyday life, you're feeling your gut, and there's a knowingness that comes and settles in. So all this information is coming in through our brain. Our brain is grasping thoughts, and we're digesting them. And then we feel what thought is right thought. And even before the thought comes, the pre-thought. So the energy is the pre-thought. So energy and power are the consciousness that we have to tap into, that we have to get used to. We have to navigate from that perspective. And yes, use our rational, logical mind when required, so we can justify what we're doing. So even if we feel this divine energy coming in, we don't dance around and go run around in traffic and expect not to get hit or arrested, right? You have to use your noggin. So you want to get into the power behind time. These next 3 weeks, you got to pray to the sun. We have to really pay attention to the sun. So you can just say, hi, sun. You can look at the sun, look up at the sun. Don't look directly into the sun, you'll burn your eyes. But you can look towards the sun rays and the beams, and then just close your eyes and feel the energy of the sun on your face and then on your body, just for a split second, and say, hi, sun, thank you so much. Because without you, there would be no earth plane. Nothing would be growing here. Maybe there would be an earth plane, but it'd be pretty Terminator looking-ish. So we don't want that scene to happen. And we want to experience not just random, like, oh, the sun is shining. We want to feel the sun. We want to feel inspired by the sun. We want to wake up our soul's intelligence along with that bright star in the sky. And even if the sun is not shining because it's a cloudy day, as we mentioned last week, we can sing the Gayatri mantra for the sun, and the sun will pop out, which it did a few times this week, which I had kind of fun doing. And I thought, oh, wow, this is so amazing. I had to keep testing it over and over because what was my mind doing? Doubting it. Oh, yeah, this is just a random thing. And it wasn't. It was like, okay, the sun went behind and now it's going to pop out and then it's going to be all bright and shiny and I'm going to be, you know, after I sing the Gayatri, it's going to stay. And it didn't. It went back behind the clouds. And then it came out and on and off, and so it goes. But today the sun is shining and it's beautiful here. And so we have that energy of the sun to guide our souls. So we want to feel God, we want to know God, we want to know our soul's purpose, and we want to have some tools that we can use to get the most out of everyday life in this week ahead. And maybe in the other weeks ahead too, but we're going to focus on this week. So what do we got going on this week? We have, oh, fabulous. So we have an 11th moon, a 12th moon, a 13th moon, a 14th moon, and a full moon. What? What does all that mean? It means that as the week rolls out, we are going to experience coming from a new moon, which was on the 15th, where you can't see the moon in the sky, but you know that it's there because there are 15 phases on the waning moon cycle and 15 moon phases on the waxing moon cycle. So now we're going from new moon to waxing moon, means full moon. So there's 15 days from the new moon to the waxing moon. And we're about halfway through. Tomorrow will be, or tonight and tomorrow will be the halfway point. And what that means is inside, we want to be thinking thoughts about what it is that we want to manifest. So what do we want to manifest to make that happen in full on form when the moon is full? Why full? Why these moons? Why are we talking about moons? Isn't that just hokey pokey storytelling? There is a myth, there is astrology. Yeah, there is a story behind it and how it all impacts our life. But the moon not only represents the ebb and flow of the tides, it also regulates the water within us. So we will feel more expansive as the moon is going from new moon to full moon. So you'll want to watch your appetite. And because a lot of people, what happens is they feel like, oh, I need to fill up. And so they will eat more. Whereas on a waning cycle, you will not feel like that. You won't, and just watch this, monitor it. You'll be like wanting to go more internally. You want to check inside. Do I really need to eat that? No, I don't think so. But on the full moon, you have to watch out because you'll have like, I feel so connected to the goddess. So the goddess loves sweets. So you want to be careful, with your food consumption and especially eating sweets or comfort foods, because you want to feel fulfilled by the 15th of the month. And so you watch out for that weight gain and, just make sure that you're doing your exercises. Don't be freaked out. Oh my God, I gotta, go on some major diet. No, you just watch, just observe what your consciousness is and what's making you to do things that are not fulfilling and not rewarding for you anymore. So that's what the full moon will do, that this cycle of waxing, getting to the full moon. it is also something you got to watch out with your spending. You'll want to feel like, I need to fill my house up with stuff, or I need to fill up my office, or I need to fill up my car with things that I want. I need to fill up my closets. So you want to feel fulfilled, but then that's going to be emotional. So you have to be very careful from new moon to full moon, waxing cycle. You're going to make it into wax. You're going to make it into bigger, bigger problem if you don't have the budget to do all those desire fulfilling things. So why the moon? Okay, the moon represents the mind, where the sun represents the soul. So the mind is just this ticker tape of energy going by. Whatever you see, that goes into your mind, right? Or whatever you've thought in the past, you can ruminate or ratchet away in your mind. So the moon is what controls our desires, our thoughts about what it is that we want to create. If we don't create them, we can go mad. So by the full moon, a lot of people go wacky because they can't manifest that which they want to manifest. And because they're not supposed to, they're out of control. So we've got to really select desires on this new moon to waxing moon cycle that are going to manifest. Otherwise, we'll be depressed. And as the moon goes from the waxing into the waning, it feels like we're going down. So we can see the roller coaster of life is happening naturally, and we're aligning with that. So how to ride high and then not go low on the waning cycle is that you manifest that which you want to manifest with the blessings of the divine. The divine will always decide when everything is the right timing, and you will feel so aligned with it. You'll feel so pulled to do it. You'll feel full of that inside, that as the moon is coming to the full position, it will manifest, if not before then, somewhere along this waxing cycle. And then as it's going into the waning, you will feel more internally aligned with that. Yes, this is it. This is what I want to manifest. You may have even manifested on the waning cycle and you got a good deal on something. So waning cycle, you can lose weight on a waning cycle. You can get a lower price point. So watch these cycles, because your mind will go, this is what I want, this is what I desire, right? So just be patient and know what to do on waning and waxing cycles. So we're coming into a very powerful week where we can get our maximum support to manifest. And that is on a 11th moon, a 12th moon, where Lord Vishnu's energy and Goddess Lakshmi's energy is readily available. They're empowering us from heavenly realms, and heavenly realms aren't just up there, way up in heaven. Heaven is within, right? Just like hell. Hell's within. You don't have to go to a place. We can experience hell within. So we want to experience heaven within, right? So how do we crank up that experience is that we call on these divine beings at the time that the door is open. What door? The door to our highest self, which is our third eye. So we want to tap into the third eye, the midbrain. So right where this spot is, that is the pituitary. And then just a little higher is the pineal. And the pineal is approximately in the middle of your head, if you imagine a ray of light coming from above and piercing your skull, and then going into the middle of your brain from this point. So where these two points dissect, you will experience like a light going off inside, and that's that, aha, this is it. Oh my God, I've resolved my problem. I didn't even think about it. Absolutely. If you're thinking, you're knocking out your divine encounter. So we want to get the blessings, the highest blessings of wealth consciousness during the 11th and 12th moons, especially on the waxing cycle, because we're going to feel like, yeah, it's happening. And then on the 13th moon, which is called a pradosham time, it is an opportunity to, as this divine energy is coming in and we're feeling all inspired, what happens? We go, we can't be that lucky. Really, I wonder when my luck's going to run out. Like these crazy thoughts come. And so we got to toss them out. And so being on the 13th moon or pradosham is a window where it says, throw them out. Get rid of those negative thoughts that are blocking your manifestation. So we're manifesting, we're throwing out that which is no longer serving us, and it keeps blocking our progress. By the 14th moon, we need it really kicked out, because by the 15th moon, we want to have been fulfilled. So the 14th moon is a moon that's very powerful for an archetype that is associated with obstacle busting, and his name is Ganesha, and we're quite familiar with his energy. For those of you who have been following Dr. Ply's teachings for some time, or maybe you're just introduced to his teachings, there's some great Ganesha programs. Go on to Ply Center Academy and start finding out about Ganesha and get his energy into your life. He will help you to experience success from within, because you can have success and you go, okay, been there, done that, whatever, and you'll never be fulfilled. But we want to experience success at such a deep level that it will keep inspiring us to go for more and more and more, in the sense of how can we help others to be successful with our success? How can we be a representative of success versus someone who's just not grateful for anything? And what's the point anyways? We're all going to die someday. Who cares? Who cares how many people have the toys and how many toys people have, or how much money is in the bank? That is something that everyone will say who they aren't in alignment with their highest selves, because we as spiritually evolving human beings want to do the most we can do for others who cannot do for themselves. We need to do that in a lifetime, and hopefully it'll be this lifetime. We will do the most we can do for others. Why? Because we have it all. We are so connected to the divine, we're fulfilled in our everyday life, that we want to inspire others by our presence. Not because we're going, hey, look at me, I'm inspiring. Because you are God. And you just are, you're not even yourself anymore. You're karmic self, meaning that you don't have negative thoughts that say no, you can't have heaven on earth. You are just being that. And you're sharing that beingness with others. And then they are inspired, and they can, the pebble in the pond, the ripples go out and affect a huge area. So you don't have to do too much. You just have to be committed to getting to know these archetypes. Ganesha will remove the obstacles on the 14th moon. Before that, on the 13th moon, was his dad, Lord Shiva. So Ganesha made me to talk about him first, even though he's after Shiva in the calendar. Timing. We always pray to Ganesha before we even get off the bed. Why? Because his energy is at the base of the spine. How many of us right now are focusing on the base of our spine? Who? Certainly not a lot of us, right? We have to be reminded all the time, because there's so much energy at the base of the spine. It's called Kundalini energy, or life force energy, and it's hidden from us. We can't look inside of us. We can't split ourselves open, cut ourselves open and look. But if you can adapt or cultivate a meditation practice where it's instantaneous, you just put your awareness right there, right now, reddish, orangish light, like that of a sunset. And then put your attention in the base of your spine and imagine light pouring down your legs. You're done. And people will say, oh, I can't imagine that. I don't even know what she's talking about. because you haven't accessed it. Once you do, though, you'll be like, I love this Ganesha energy. I love this Kundalini energy. It is moving me. It's moving through me. It's rooting out pain in my body, pain in my mind, pain at the level of my soul that I don't even know that's coming. Right? One day we can be feeling so happy and alive and vital and everything is great, and the next day we can't get off the bed, or we don't want to get off the bed. We're exhausted and we are in pain, physical pain. How does that happen? So here at Pillai Center and Astrovid, we have so many ways that you can access that internal knowledge that is your birthright. So all of our birthright is to feed our soul. So we will grow up to be God someday or express it. And that is a path of enlightenment. The more light we get, the more knowledge we have and the more intelligence we have. And so things happen faster, right? It's like a snap of a finger, it's already done. And so, as someone shared last night in the Fire Lab for Wealth Rising program, they had said, I was in the meditation, and then all of a sudden my situation got resolved. How can your situation get resolved when you're not thinking about it? You're just in a meditation. Because you're connected to a high state of being. It's you. You're connected to these higher beings who are pumping intelligence in that will instantaneously solve your situation, and they will give you a message. They'll give you a ping. And if they don't in your meditation, or as you come out of it, then somewhere you'll see, wow, I thought that was going to be a real problem and got solved very quickly. You know, I got the loan, or I won the court case, or I got great news at the doctor's. My blood tests came out beautiful. You know, all these things that people share with us, the testimonials that they have, having come across the teachings of Dr. Pillai or through Astrovid, the services that are available, because that is food for the soul. So this full moon, we have a full moon every month. We have a new moon every month. We have a full moon every month. Sometimes we have two of each. I think that just happened a little while ago. We had a blue moon. So that means you have 2 moons in a month. So this full moon, though, is a full moon that is going to give us the grace and blessings to have a fresh, clean slate. So it is called Chitra Purnama, and Purnama means full moon. So people are like, what is that? Purnama, Purnama, don't worry about it. It just means full moon. And then Chitra is this time where you can get blessings from this archetype called Chitragupta, and he's the lieutenant of the god of justice, Dharma. So the god of justice is Dharma. It means that whatever you've done in lifetimes, you've come back again and again and again and yet again. Probably your soul will have millions of lifetimes before it's done. It's duty. You know, it comes for tours of duty, and it tries to do things over and over, and maybe sometimes the same, maybe not the same, but it tries to erase the mistakes, just like we do in life. When we make a mistake in life, or we commit a sin, then we feel so terrible. We will never ever want to do it again, but then that feeling terrible never leaves. So even that becomes a sin, or like a sore spot or a black mark on our soul. We have to scrub it off. And it takes so much to do that, right? We have to, do so much yoga and meditation and eat right, and it's exhausting. So this time of the year, we can all get some blessings from this Chitragupta, where he is this demigod, where his function is to keep the record of every individual. In the Akashic records, where he maintains the good and the bad, he will keep those records. So when you go and pray to him, you can say, hey, listen, you know what, I know I've messed up in so many lifetimes, and I keep trying to come back and doing a better job of myself, right? I'm really doing my best. And so you tap into this fullness, this full moon of Chitragupta, and then he just says, oh, it's that soul. Well, you know what? You made an effort. So it's not easy to be on this earth plane. I'm going to give you a break. So he will erase whatever that challenging behavioral pattern is, or that's inside of you. Maybe it's an emotional block. Maybe it's a physical block. So it's manifested as some illness or disease or some chronic thing going on, pain in your body parts. That is because there's congested negative energy and it needs to be released. So on this day, when we propitiate him, Chitragupta, on his full moon, which happens once a year. So once a year, we get to get some break. So throw me a bone. We're always saying, come on, God, give me a break. This is it. So if you can do something to propitiate Chitragupta and make him to be happy, then he's going to cut you some slack and he's going to actually free you up from that negative congested energy. So Dr. Pillai's special message for Chitra Purnima, which I'm reading off of the website, is the first full moon of the Vedic New Year. So Vedic New Year is also the Tamil month Chitra. It's known as Chitra Purnima, a very auspicious day for erasing old karma and creating new beginnings. So to create and manifest. We don't even know how to manifest, because we're thinking thoughts and then we negate them. So the knowledge, that energy to create doesn't happen because we're just so busy negating it, rationalizing. Oh, maybe I should, maybe I should. No, I'm too scared. No, this isn't right. Oh, my intuition is saying this. My gut feeling is saying that. We're just all over the map. So this is a time where you can get a lot of creative energy because it's the full moon. So when the moon is full, we're full internally and also around us to receive. We're ready, we're fully aware, we're fully attentive to get that energy. So it is astronomically, Chitra Purnima is celebrated when the sun is exalted in the sign of Aries and the moon is in the bright star named Chitra, the constellation in Libra. So now Jupiter, the planet, is sitting in that Libra, the sign of Libra right now for everybody. So Jupiter is all about fortune, luck, and grace. So Jupiter transits a sign every year. So he's hanging out in Libra. So why not get fortune, luck, and grace as Chitragupta's happening? So this is no coincidence that you came to this particular call, or you're going to listen to it and hopefully participate in some way where you can bring in that high energy of Guru's grace, meaning the dispeller of negativity, the dispeller of darkness, and then also the giver of wisdom and boons and knowledge to just do things that are going to keep you very optimistic and light and, navigate away from difficult situations. That's what a wise person does. They go, yes and no, and no and yes. And they just stay very balanced. So Jupiter now is in a very balanced sign because Libra is the sign of Libra is the scales of balance. So if you felt like you're out of balance, then you can bring yourself back into balance. And then this full moon is a really powerful time. Chitragupta is going to, whatever you were destined to maybe go through, like maybe, a lawsuit, that's definitely justice being served. Or it can be a difficult relationship or challenges at work, or health issue. It's not fair. It's not right that you have to experience that any of us has to do that. If we're on this high path and we're God, it's not right. God doesn't want to beat God up. God wants to shine and be light. So this time, we want to get those scales of justice into balance. So you can just explore today during the meditation, which we're going to get into shortly, is you can explore what's out of balance with you. It can be very practical things like my work. I'm a workaholic. I gotta just take some break. I've got to force myself, otherwise I won't do it for myself. Or I've got to look at the relationships in my life and really nurture them. I've got to nurture my relationships at work as well, because we spend most of our time at work and most of our time at home with our families, or trying to connect with our families. And even if we don't see them, we're thinking about them. We care for them. So anything we care about, we're going to be putting our full attention on that and get it into balance. And so you think, oh my God, how am I going to balance everything? Yeah, that's what happens. You will balance everything when you bring in the divine, because the divine is way more intelligent. It will make things happen way beyond your expectation. And that's what we call miracles. Oh my God, this happened. So, we can get that back into balance. And then the Akashic records, people say, how do I access the Akashic records? They're internally. You can go into deep space. So meditations will allow you to shut the world out, which is just full of, well, God only knows what. And we know too, because it's very easy. Just click on your phone or your computer and go to MSN. You'll just be all over the map. And then, so what will that mean to you in your next thing that you're going to do, right? You'll just be like bombarded with all that. So we can go internally into the deep space of our highest selves. So as we go into space, we go fast, right? So we'll go higher and higher into space, because as we go higher, there are less vibrations of those kinds of people who are raising their consciousness. So the thought vibrations are very subtle. So when we have subtle vibrations, then we can just, oh, I like that thought. So you can pick out of the Akashic records. Okay, I know all the rest of that. I just busted through those, thoughts that drag me down, or energies that drag me down. So I go into my meditation, I go deep, I bypass all that, or I pierce through it, or some divine being says, here, exit stage left, So we get out of that, get unstuck from that stuck feeling of nothing is happening, nothing is changing. And then we are in this space where we're floating, and then there's subtle vibrations, and then that's where we'll get the pings. That's where we'll get the thought, the instantaneous knowingness that everything's going to be okay, and not just okay, it's going to be awesome. And that's why we come out of a meditation, we go, oh my God, that was so awesome. It was so peaceful. So it's not just a psychological experience. We didn't leave, we're here, this is our body, but our subtle body went deep inside, and our subtle body went into the ether around us, and it just picked up the thoughts that are really going to empower us versus what we're bombarded with all the time. So we'll have clarity when we get into this full moon. And why would we want to propitiate Chitragupta? Because it's his birthday, and also because he's the overlord of Ketu. So if you have a Ketu issue in your life, and you have not been able to resolve it, you got to work at it every year at this time, because Ketu is that which doesn't have a head. So it will, this energy will come in, and it will deliver some karmas for about 18 months. So if you've been struggling for maybe like half a year or so, because I think Rahu Ketu just transited wherever they are in the chart, and you're just kind of like all over the map, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what spiritual path you're on, you don't even know what you're thinking, you don't know what you're doing, you've lost your mind, you've lost your head. That's the kind of feeling that Ketu has, and he will disturb, he will wreck that area where he is in your chart. He will just mess it up. So then you'll pay attention to it. So why get messed up and just pay attention? Save yourself from some, don't put your hand on the stove moments, because you already know you're going to get burned, right? So we're just like with knee-jerk reflex. We just want to be in pain for some reason because we don't have a head about it. We're just like going around. So Chitragupta, during this time, he will take care of that kind of issue. If you were born with a Ketu star that rules Aswini, and it also rules Magha and Mula stars. So Aswini is in Aries, and then Magha is in Leo, and then Mula is in Sagittarius. So what is the common denominator? They're all fire signs. No wonder Ketu there, you lose your mind and you're all fired. You'll burn everybody, right? You'll burn yourself and burn everybody. So people who have those stars, Ashwini, Magha, and Mula star, ruled by Ketu, you can get a lot of blessings to wipe out any messed up stuff that you've done, knowingly or unknowingly, and you just can't rectify that or be at peace with that. So we'll all be affected, but these stars in particular. And then people who are running major or minor Ketu periods. So you can find out about that if you go on to astroved.com. We'll talk about it after the meditation a little bit more, but the planetary influences, you think you're thinking thoughts. The planets are pumping thoughts into you all the time, depending on what the major planetary period is and the minor planetary period is. And then if you have a Ketu affliction, again, affliction is just something that is just not right. You just can't shake it. And Ketu is also associated with the ancestors, as is Rahu. So our ancestors may have done some really silly stuff, if not bad stuff, but maybe just made some silly decisions in life, and we inherited that. How, we are trying to do our tarpanam, and we're trying to clear out that which is coming up on a daily basis. But then, you want to speed it up. You don't want to just drag out. You don't want to scrub every day. You want to like blast it out of you, or make it to diffuse and disappear, or just gone, right? It's like delete, gone. So Ketu affliction in your chart will take care of ancestor issues. It'll also take care of whatever it's afflicting in your chart. Again, we always recommend get an astrology consultation to know who you are, know what you're navigating with, what's your blueprint, what's your roadmap for you and your life as it's rolling out. So there's going to be several offerings through Apply Center and Astroved, and you're welcome to go and jump on that and look at that after the meditation, or maybe now as I'm still talking, you can look at it. So it's really important too to feed people. If anything, feed people. Why? Because as Dr. Ply shares, the easiest way to access God's grace is to feed a person who is starving. They can't even think because they don't have any energy. They haven't eaten. So to feed someone, to donate food is considered to be the greatest charity of all charities. According to the scriptures, feeding the poor and needy is the highest of all charities. Donating on a full moon is considered to be an important ritual for attaining merit, divine merit. So donating food to people can free you from problems and provide success in all areas of your life. As you participate in food feeding services to people, you can attract positive energy and peace of mind. Why? Well, when you give something to someone, what do they say? God bless you. Thank you. You know, who blesses and who says God bless you to you? And really, like, God bless you, because they're so famished and they've eaten and they're just like so happy, like, you know, and you feel that and you feel good about it. So there's so many ways. I've been to India so many times over the years, and during these powerful full moons where we fed a lot of people, like thousands and thousands of people. And it was so amazing. I thought, oh my God, hour after hour, and you know, so many people coming. I thought my arm would fall off, but I wasn't. I was just totally energized. And we had these big vats of food, and I was crying. I was so happy to see the happiness on someone's face who could put a little bit of food, and they were just so grateful. And they would say, bless you, and they would touch you and just say, you're so divine. And we're like, oh my God, me? No. You know, but you would feel it. And then you would feel the divinity coming in, and you would connect with their eyes, and you would just look into their eyes, and you would just, at the soul level, it was just so amazing. So there are opportunities to feed people. So you don't have to go out and, you know, do that, organize it all. So participating in that, whether you do it in person or proxy, is a really blessed thing for you to do for your soul and for all of humanity. Because you'll inspire others to do that. And even the gods, even divine beings, sages or saints or siddhas who have come, who have gone, and they have to come in their light body during this time, because the earth plane is the only plane that you can do remedies. Go figure, right? You think it's all over after you die. No, your soul is going to keep evolving. And then you're going to have to go do some stuff back here and get some more merit so you can go higher, into higher states. So even divine beings, they will have to come back and feed people, because they didn't feed enough people. They were just, you know, saints, and they did stuff, but they didn't do to the capacity that would get them to that next level in their state of evolution. So one last thing before we get into a meditation is Narasimha's birthday. Narasimha is a lion man god. He has a lion head and the body of a human, a man, but he's got claws and fangs and everything. And he is so powerful. He will root out negativity. He'll root out people who are sending negative thoughts towards you. And if you feel like you don't have energy or you're not beautiful, propitiate him. He will make you to feel and look beautiful. Like, people will be like, what happened to you? Like, you know, did you wash your hair or something? Did you get a new hairdo? Yeah, this energy will come, because Narasimha will root out all the negativity that you cannot do. So his claws will just rip it out. And then you will feel totally connected to the divine. Because here's what we do. We go into our meditations and we feel wonderful. And once we get in, but it's such a battle to get into our meditations. And then as we come out, we go, oh man, I got to go battle life now. So Narasimha will become like a guardian angel for you. His energy will be around you all the time, where you don't have to roar like a lion. He will. And he might do it in a loud way, you know, through the presence that people will feel. They will just be like sidestepping if they're going to come at you. Or energies, thought forms, where you go, why are those people thinking about, why am I thinking about them? I don't even want to do that, but they're thinking about you. They're putting those thoughts on you. So how do you block it? How do you stop that? So this divine archetype, as Dr. Ply shares, he's half lion, half man. He's an angel who comes and rescues people from difficulty. Narasimha appears as fire. He's a half lion, half human, very frightening, and he is. Even the god of death is afraid of him. So if you feel like, you know, you're been challenged with some disease or some chronic illness, or maybe you're aging and you're just not looking forward to what's down the road and the next piece of real estate that you're going to be landing in, right? So he will just rip out that all that thought process, and all you will focus on is your evolution. So that your soul will be fed with divinity and regard. You will just divine protection, divine support, and you'll feel uplifted no matter what, because he's just going to rip it out. So he'll protect you. And then Astro Butterfly Center has different offerings to celebrate the descent of Narasimha. So the descent, here it is, right? It's like our ancestors are on other planes. So like our ancestors on other planes, these archetypes are on other planes. So when we call something, and then they say, oh, thanks for the invitation, and they descend into you. So they come in, that consciousness comes in, and it swirls around in your consciousness, and it roots out stuff. It says, oh my God, you got to get rid of this. You have to get rid of that. And you're going, oh, I don't know if I can. I'm too afraid, or I'm angry, or I'll never be forgiving. I will never forgive that person. I will never forget. And then you're just like, blah. We block ourselves from having happiness. So if we can't do it, then we got to call on these guys with the weapons and the claws and everything else. So he will, there's 9 different forms. And we'll talk about that after the meditation. But there's 9 forms of Narasimha who they're pretty powerful, and they are empowering. So when you go on to Astro Butterfly Center and you read about it, you go, I want that. I like that. Oh, I'm not sure if I could have that. Don't think about it, or you can think about it, but that's a waste of time, because he'll just come. That energy will come into you, and you'll be just like, wow, I didn't even know I could feel like that. So if we haven't felt courageous, if we haven't felt successful, if we haven't felt like we can just knock those thoughts out, or those old memories that are just haunting us and we can't escape from them, then this is the time. So Narasimha's birthday, Chitra Purnima, power times at the end of this week, and we'll be getting together on that day. And I think I'm going to be doing a fire lab, a Shrimbrazi 1080 Shrimbrazi offerings to the fire lab through Ply Center. So that is always a power time, because every full moon we do something, and I've been doing them for the past couple of fire labs. They're pretty darn amazing. So you can enjoy that, get the blessings, and then we'll also propitiate Narasimha and also Chitragupta. So it's going to be a power time, and you're going to feel so full of what? Full of divinity and protection and manifestation, creative energies. So it's going to be a very holistic way to dive into your next week ahead. After that, oh my God. So let's get into a state of receptivity now, where we can enjoy what these divine archetypes are going to be delivering to us, because they're in the days ahead. So we knock on the door, close our eyes, and bring in that energy before it happens. So you'll pull that consciousness towards you, you feel it inside of you, and then you know it. And then something may, some inspiring vision, or perhaps some situation gets resolved, or you just feel like, oh my God, I don't feel fearful when I think about something, or I'm not angry about something else. So what's the charge is gone. I have the memory. It's not like I forgot about it. I'm not charged by that. My emotions aren't all over the map and keeping me stuck. I feel lighter. I feel free. So that's what we want to know. We want to experience God within us. It's our birthright. It's our knock on us. Open the door. I want to experience God. I want to know God. I want to be with God. So it's not just Oh, that was interesting. I must have knocked too hard on God's door and he said, okay, so are we in recording? Yes, we are in recording mode. Sorry about that. Fell off. So let's get into a state of receptivity now, and then we will come back afterwards and have a question and answer, shared experiences. So I'll answer all your, Linda's asking which yantras we need for this meditation. Any yantra. Yantra is a machine. It's a machine to do what? To crank in the energy, or to flick the switch of the divine to come into us. So we want to, whatever yantra or sacred object resonates with us right now, don't stress out about it. Trust. If you have lots of them, like I do, all over the place, you can just trust that that will be the one for you. And here's a little one here. Hi, Simha. He's little. So he's like pint size. He can fit into your hand, right? So if you have something like that, you can grab onto that, or whatever one you grab onto. There he is, lion face. And here's a bigger one. We need to have some, oops, he's got a flower there. We need to have some image so we understand. Now this guy, he's in meditation. So he's pretty fierce. Look at his teeth, right? And he doesn't have his hands aren't too much claws, although yeah, they are. I can feel them. So he is going to be blessing you. Maybe you'll have a vision of him in your meditation. And he's a form of Vishnu, as you can see. There's this is the discus. The Sudarshan is always associated. The symbol is a disc that will just slice off any demon's heads. This is the conch. So you want to manifest. You want to slice off and then manifest. So negativity gets busted. Intelligence, a lot of intelligence will come. A lot of light, and then you can manifest. So this is a meditation type of form of Narasimha. So you might have a vision of him, or he might appear. Just, hello, I'm here. Don't worry about it. So I never know what we're going to who's going to come into the meditation, but maybe he will. We'll see. Most likely he will. Okay, and then you can have your, or you could have your yantra that is available now at Pillai Center, thanks to those people who were at the New York event with Dr. Pillai last weekend. They had shouted out and said, we want one of those yantras that Dr. Pillai was sharing. And why? Because this is the yantra for Shri Mrazi. So it is the yantra that has the sun in the middle, and it has a dia lamp here, and that is to bring the light, the divine light. And then there's a symbol for Shrim, the Sanskrit symbol. And then there is the swastika. Swastika is associated with Lord Ganesha and Lakshmi, so it means to bring prosperity into your life. And then this is a pot with a coconut on top, and it represents abundance. So this yantra is a machine. It has a consciousness already built in with all these symbols, so you don't have to think about it. You can just hang on to it. So when you have a yantra or a statue or something that you can put in your hand, you put it in your left hand and it's facing up, and then you can put your right hand over top. So your palms have tremendous chakras. And then when you bring your hands together, what are you doing? You're in prayer. And what does that do? It lights you up, right? And so this yantra or your statue or any sacred object that resonates with you at this point in time is going to activate the energy within you. It's going to connect you. And it will do way more than you can do on your own, because what will happen on our own? Our mind will just take over and it will just be a minefield. the bombs will go off everywhere, you know, and we'll just be like, oh man, get rid of those thoughts. You know, they're just blasting, you know, and you can't, everywhere you step inside of your consciousness, it will be miserable. So when you bring your hands together, or you can do it like this or like this, or if you're going to lie down and just really relax, you can have it on your right hand and put it facing in to your palm, right? So you're just relaxing and you're chilling and you've got your yantra. Some people are creative. They put it on their head. They put it on their third eye when they're lying down. They put it on their heart. Do whatever resonates with you. No hard and fast rules. The divine is speaking to you. Be respectful. This is a sacred object. It is going to activate right now. So you don't have to do too much. Just hold on to it, surrender to it, and it's a touchstone. So if you feel like you're out of your mind, you're all over the map, can't concentrate, you don't even know what I'm talking about, you can't even follow the guides, then you just listen. Connect with the divine. Listen to your energy, not your thoughts. So focus on the energy inside of you, and then that will bring you back to your center. So, and Bhairavi, thank you. God bless you. Bhairavi has put the link for, oh, it's only $23. Oh my God. I think I paid way more. That's always what happens when they first come out, right? It's like clothes or fashion or anything. It comes out and then it costs more. And I don't mind because it's worth it. So it's a good price point is what I'm saying. I'm just saying. This will do you a world of good. It will bring Shrimbhazi to you. If you haven't been able to get it into you, this will really activate it. So, yeah. I'll just leave it here because I got so much going on. So we're going to close our eyes now. And we'll see you in a bit after the meditation. This is part of the call where if you can come out of the meditation and formulate some words, or maybe type something on the chat if you have any questions or you'd like to share your experiences. Oh, I need to put this in. So you should be able to just press *6 if you're on the phone, or you can unmute your mic, which is in the lower left-hand corner of your Zoom screen. For most people anyways, it could be anywhere.
Hi, Sucharita.
Hi, Tina, how are you?
Wow, I am great.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for introducing this archetype to me. I knew very little about him. Ever since doing the sun meditation, I've just really felt the sun's presence with me. And this lion keeps appearing, which kind of explains things now. And especially when I'm driving to work, I'm usually listening to one of your chats. And the other day I was driving to work and I just felt like I became this lion. Like I had this lion face and my mane was fire. Just fire shooting out of my mane. And I was in this chariot of fire driving to work. I'm like, well, I'm feeling pretty safe on the road right now.
That's amazing, so, Tina.
It all kind of ties together. I have a shamanic background and I thought, well, it must be a new power animal coming in to be with me. But now that I'm sorry, I've forgotten already.
Nara Simha.
Yes, Simhas.
Nara. Nara is a name for Vishnu. So Narayan is a name for Vishnu and Nara is Vishnu. So Nara. Simha means lion, Simha. So Nara Simha.
Nara Simha. Wow, I connect very much to this archetype. My birthday's in August, so I have a Leo sun sign.
Oh, the Leo is coming alive, the lioness in you.
Yes. And it's very much a lioness. It's very much a female energy, though it's, it's a Nahasima is, well, I mean, it's both, I suppose.
It is both.
Right.
Yeah, because his mane is fire. He's a form of fire, Tina. So you're being introduced to him.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us all.
Oh,
I'll
you're
get
very
on
welcome.
so someone else can chat. Thank you.
For sure. Well, have an amazing week and enjoy. And please, if you can, participate in some way of getting to his energy. And you're a Leo, so
Yes.
he's an archetype that resonates with you. And then if you have a sun or moon or ascendant in Leo, because the sun's natural house, it's not its exaltation point, but the natural house in the zodiac is Leo. So it is waking up that consciousness inside of all of us, but you in particular, it's awesome to connect with this energy all the time. You can resonate with that. You're not going to get burned out by it. It's actually going to fire you up.
Yes, it's interesting because I'm very much fire energy.
Yeah.
And all my life have used water to kind of tame it. But the older I get, the less I worry about that.
Well, here's the thing is you're taking it to its subtlest. So like God is a divine light. It's so powerful, you'll go blind, right? You can feel the energy getting in. So it feels like you're working out. You're not even doing anything. The heat is intense.
Right.
But as we evolve, our bodies, our minds, our souls, as we get older and we have evolved on this path, we're able to deal with those intensities, but in a subtler way. So you don't need to put water on it. You don't need to put it out because you can control it.
Oh, yes, true. Okay, thank you. As usual, you're right on point with what's going on in my life, Sucharita. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Hello, Sucharita.
Hello, who's this?
This is Ragini.
Oh, how are you? I didn't even recognize your voice. You must be having a sun exaltation where your personality is changing, the energy is shifting. It's so light and lovely, more so than you are.
Oh my God. I always want to talk to you, but I miss talking to you on your India trip calls because it's at the wrong time. So I listened to you after the event.
Oh, good.
And I just wanted to tell you what a great program that is. I love it. I love it. I love it. And since the India trip, so much has changed. I can't even begin to tell you. But I thought it would be nice to just share in time to this group who may or may not have been to India that, my goodness, it's going from strength to strength. I'm on my 7th year of being with Babaji, and Sucharita, I've seen her grow and become more and more full of wisdom and more beautiful. And I don't have words to express, but what I'm saying is I'm so glad to just connect with you here because I can't in the other program. And I didn't even catch the Narsimha meditation, but I can't wait to do it after when it's posted, because everybody is saying how wonderful it was. And I can already feel it. That must have been wonderful. And I missed it. So I'm sorry about that. But I just want to say the teachings are getting stronger and better and better and better. And every opportunity I have to listen to you, Sucharita, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper in. And I can't thank you enough. I have many, many, many lifetimes and I won't be able to thank you because you've been there from day one when we started. What was it now? May the 5th, I remember it was Super Intelligence in 2012. And your voice has been rocking me to sleep, rocking me when I'm sad. It's just you're a constant in my life. And I know that sometimes that doesn't get across or come across, But with all this technology, I can listen to you later, and you're just with me. And you kind of a conduit between Babaji and me. But and there's a distance between Babaji and me, but it doesn't matter, because you are just speaking his words every time I need a message or a direction, or a, you know, when I'm confused, which is often, you know, I just have to just listen to one of your many programs, and I feel so elated and so grateful. And anybody who's new to this whole thing, just stay on the course. My God, it's just magic. And words will never be able to express it. It's like a blind man trying to describe snow. How is he going to do it? He just can't. He can't. The words, it just cannot be expressed. And or the taste of a mango. If you haven't tasted a mango, how are you going to describe it? And this whole journey with Babaji is a bit like that. It's private. It's ever unfolding, and more magic just opens up in your head, in your life, in your being. Just magic. So Sucharita, thank you. I was listening to your program earlier. I think, you know, the trip program, and I just think it's just so much wealth there that you can't even describe.
Oh, Ragini, well, it was so nice to reconnect with you after India. And it's so amazing what you shared, because even when you were saying, I can't put it into words, I was listening to every word. I was hanging on every word you were saying, in the sense that, you know, thank you so much for your beautiful compliments and your comments. And I'm so happy that you are experiencing Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings coming through, because that's what I'm here to do, is just to be there in the space when he cannot be there. He can't be everywhere. So having been on this path with him for so long, and meeting people like yourself and everyone who I'm meeting over the years, over the decades, it's such an honor and a pleasure. So to be with you in your presence, you just give so much joy. People are probably like, oh my God, this woman is full of so much joy. We can feel it. So sometimes words, that we don't need them. You're just like, oh, I just hear the energy, and I hear the joy inside of you.
And Babaji cannot create time and space by being with us. He needs to be on another plane, and we need to understand that. He's given that task to you. But what a magnificent job you're doing of that, to keep him away from creating time and space. But you are meeting us halfway, because we're just all learning, and it's just magic. Sucharita, just keep what you're doing. It's just gonna create magic in this world. And everybody who's listening, I think there's 71 people. Every one of those are so blessed to be here with you. So last words, thank you very much, and love you loads. And I pray that everything you're doing is just gonna unfold into this amazing, beautiful opening lotus for the world.
Oh, Ragini, so lovely. I'm going to be tearing up any moment now. I feel that from my head to my toe, I'm tingling. And I'm so happy to be alongside this fabulous path with you. And I'm looking so forward to seeing you at Guru Purnima in the UK. You know that it's in the UK, right?
I know it's in the UK. I don't know any more about it than that. I don't need to know, but wherever it is, if it is in London, I will be there.
Absolutely.
But I'm there whether I'm there or not there. That's all I want you to know.
Thank you so much, Ragini. And your sharing was amazing, especially for people who are new to the path. And you've been on this path for 7 years, and that's a long time to be anywhere, on any path, with anyone. And that's the beauty of Dr. Pillai. is that he keeps unfolding us. He keeps going, he digs deep within our soul. He's a spiritual teacher, so he's not like an ordinary teacher. He goes inside, he grabs our souls and says, hey, wake up to your highest self. Who are you today? You know,
and I'm getting it finally through you as the conduit. Because, I mean, to be quite honest, it's such a difficult, Babaji has to siphon down such a difficult, how can you say it, knowledge into something that is understood. And you are the very blessed Sucharita, the goddess of wisdom, and you're doing it. And I just want to let you know that. And I just love you to bits. And there are so many I know that love you to bits, and they tell you every day. And I've seen your journey. Your journey has been kind of, you know, parallel with mine for a while. And we're both blossoming slowly and surely. And isn't that wonderful?
It is awesome, Ragini.
Yeah.
Many more years to come.
Yes, you take care. You're glowing. Love you loads. Do your job. And bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ragini. And please, yes, dive into the meditation. It was very strong. The archetypes were very strong today. They were just coming in and coming in.
I shall.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Sucharita.
Okay, bye. God bless. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, Sucharita.
Hi, who's this?
Sushma from Brampton, Canada.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. You. I heard Ragini telling you it's like everybody wishes the same and feels the same for you. I don't want to go repeat everything what she said. Yeah, but really from my heart, thank you. Yes, you glow. Really good. And I really look forward every Saturday morning, 9:30. I'm ready. Yay! Anyways, a couple of things. Just made a note. You were talking about the moon cycles and 14th. When we break I saw Dr. Applies a few videos and his teachings. I'm really fond of it, and you are on the same page. I didn't have a deeper understanding. I go more and more deeper understanding of full moon phases and their meanings and whatnot. 14th, when we break the coconuts for Ganesha, do we break on 14th waning moon or 14th waxing moon?
Both. So do both. Fourth moon for sure, waning and waxing. 14th is a very powerful, it's a secret, it's a secret. It's a very secretive window of time. So we won't even know the capacity of the secret knowledge or that ability to destroy the obstacles. So the fourth waning and waxing moon is a very good moon to break coconuts, but the 14th, crack away. And even more than on the 13th. Crack.
Last time I wrote it down on my planner, but I didn't remember to open my planner. I missed it by one day on 4th waning moon, but I did crack 4 coconuts on 14th waning moon. So 14th waxing is coming up very soon, just before the full moon, right?
Yes.
So I'll do that. And can you please hold Shri Brizi Yantura so I can take a picture and I will order it online later on.
Oh, okay. Because they're on Fly Center. There's a link that was posted, or maybe it's not there anymore because my call dropped. But here it is. It's got a little bit of water spots because I put water on it.
No, it's very clear. That's okay. Done. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what you can do too, everyone, is you can just, I have this, this is like a little copper cup, and then I have water in it, and there's a little spoon. So what I do is I just take my yantra or a Shivalingam or any sacred object, and then you just pour a little bit of water And that's all you need to do. And that's what will turn it on. It's a yantra, so it's a machine. The water activates it.
Does it
So
have
just as
to
we
be
take
that?
a shower and we're all clean and ready to go, that's how you activate the yantra. And then you can show a light and incense and so on.
Does it have to be the copper cup and a spoon?
No,
No?
I just have it because I do pujas and things like that over the years.
But a lot of things I don't, and it's been like, yeah, I'm doing Shrim Brazil for many years. Then in between, for a couple of years, I forgot. Now I'm on to that again, and I did feel some changes. And right now, I'm again for last more than a month. I mean, I feel like stuck into my energy. It's like my car. It's not working, and the part is not. First, I was not finding a proper mechanic. Then I found a proper mechanic, and he ordered the part. And out of courtesy, I'm waiting, and he's not responding. It's almost 3 weeks. I feel like I'm paralyzed without the car. And here and there I go taking a ride, but a lot of things, my work, I really need a reliable car. So I have put a kind of note to myself, the latest I will wait until Tuesday and then look for a car on Kijiji and move on.
Great. There, why wait, right?
Yeah.
So that's what Shri Brazil will do. It will make you to think wealthy thoughts, to take care of yourself, to have all the comforts in life, to have more so that you can experience that goddess energy coming in and pouring in and manifesting. And then you will start to want to, help other people because you'll just be taken care of.
Yeah.
So there's a really, thank you so much for sharing in that there is a free Shreem Brazil TV that is going on. There's programs through Pillai Center Academy. There's a program that is free. So if you have friends or family members or colleagues who are struggling, and you can just give them the access to it. I think that they sign up through Pillai Center Academy. And then there's a whole program of how to get Shreem Brazil into you. It's very generic. It's very universal. So it's just all about Shreem Brazil. As Dr. Pillai shared, it's going to rule the world.
Yeah. When I signed up for mini school mastery program and I was given this and I haven't really tapped into that yet. It's like, just vaguely some parts of it that you can take your time, spend time on each level and spend few months, weeks, whatever, don't have to rush it. So then, but every Friday I remember I buy the rose flower petals, and Gina a long time ago on one of the YouTubes, she guided that have Lakshmi's Murti, the idol, and then wrapped it into tiny really small red scarf and a tied red thread around it, and have a fresh turmeric piece tied up to it because that's her favorite, and then use the ghee lamp, incense, and a chocolate. She loves the sweets. I do that, and then I turn on Dr. Pillai's listen on repeat Shreem Brazil mantra. It plays for several hours. I do that on Fridays, Friday afternoons, to 3 o'clock to midnight.
Or on a Friday or during a Venus is ruled by Venus. So it's a really powerful practice to do, to get connected with this energy of the archetype. Because if we just randomly say the sounds, we can get lost.
Yeah.
It's like when we're speaking blah, 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 we'll just be speaking randomly. But if we are very attentive and we're speaking to someone, we have someone to speak to, then we will be very focused, and the energy, the consciousness will be completely different.
Exactly. So I think I'm going to look forward to purchase the yantra, and then that will help me and to get out of where I am. And yes, I try to share Shreem Brazil with others, but I think it's not there.
Are you there?
Yet. They don't want to listen to. They don't think, yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense. What the heck, then I realized that, you know, if it's scandals that sell more than spirituality. I mean, if something happens, any celebrity, the divorce or whatever, like recently Salman Khan from Bollywood, he was arrested. My God, within a couple of minutes, there were millions of views, you know. It was all over the internet. And yet, where something really makes a difference in somebody's actual life, we'll have only a few thousand reviews, nothing else.
That's okay though, because it's a higher consciousness, so we
Yeah,
don't need too many thousands or millions.
right.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you again. Thank you so
Thank,
much. Yeah.
thank you, Shashma. And here's the thing, everyone, is this yantra is super charged. So it will, you can put it in your wallet or in your purse, but you can, be careful with it. Put it in like maybe a silk cloth or a nice pouch. It's always good to put it in a pouch with a zipper because it can fall out, right? So we want to take care of it, but having it in your purse, having it in your wallet, it will help you to, first of all, watch your spending, because we can have wealth coming in. Well, how do we stop our spending? This is it, because it will make you to be intelligent. It will say, come on, you're just spending out of emotion. Get into the energy of the goddess. And then if you need to spend, then she'll always show you a good deal. Not that you should go and get something because it's a good deal. But if you have to, maybe you got to buy a wedding, you're going to a wedding or some function and you don't want to spend a lot of money, she'll show you. She'll show you the deals. And then also how to have investment consciousness. So get rid of spending unnecessarily, and then also how to save and invest. So not just having a savings account, but having an investment account. So you've got your bills paid account, so whatever is coming through your checking account, that you need to have for your bills, your monthly bills to be paid. That's automatic. You just get it done there. You don't touch anything else. Nothing else goes in there except for that. So you have that. Then you have your savings. You got to build that up. You use this yantra to put bill paying account. Then you have to put another where you have a saving for your investments. And if you don't know what to invest, you got to go get some advice. There's so much advice on the internet. It's free. And then in your wherever you are, there's a lot of free advice. So get that advice, get that freedom to expand your consciousness, how you are going to distribute your wealth. Put some money aside for charity. Put some money aside for your trips and so on. Most people say, well, I just have the one account because I don't make a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. And that may be true, but when you start to move your consciousness into those different areas, the divine will start to fill it up because it doesn't know what to do. You're calling in the divine, but you haven't got anywhere for it to go. So get creative. And if you don't know how to be creative in your wealth, building your wealth or wealth rising or wealth expanding, then you've got to get some support. And there's so many people in the community. If you connect on Facebook, here, Apply Center, you can, or in any of the programs, especially in Wealth Rising, people are like really helpful with people, with the members, with each other. So that yantra will bring in so much wealth, but then we've got to use our intelligence and direct it, because Shreem gives direction. So, and Brazil will birth into that place. It will just be there. So if we have these empty accounts, the universe wants to fill them. So the universe is Shreem Brazil. And this is the machine to do it. This yantra, not my fingers, the yantra. There it is right there. And then it doesn't take too much. We have our Saturn lamp today. Always give a nice little darshan. Thanks to Lord Saturn because he helps us to stay on our spiritual path. He gives us the ability, the wisdom, and also the grace. So this lamp is on a plate, and it's got some black sesame seeds in it. Maybe I'll do this. There we go. So you can see the black sesame seeds, and then the wick. He's sliding around on the plate. Put him on a plate because the oil drips. You can see it even floating there. So you want to be careful with this, but if you have this lit up on a Saturday, your whole Saturday will be peaceful. I have it lit up every day now, and it's going 24/7 at my place because I'm running 19 years of Saturn. Now Saturn is he delivers hard karma, and you gotta work and you gotta toil, and hey, light a lamp and it's joy. It's golden, it's lovely. So you don't have to knock on wood. You just do the thing that calls in makes that archetype, that energy to come into your space, and it says, oh, I feel very welcome at this place. I don't have to kick and scream to get attention, right? So it's actually giving me what I really love, and I enjoy it, and so I'll hang out here, I'll be here. And I'm telling you, going through Saturn period, I thought it was going to be a nightmare. It is actually so peaceful and so calm. There's a calmness to this practice. And I just see it with my eyes. I don't think, oh, I'm going to just pray and pray and pray. Sure, I say, oh, good morning, Saturn, and I'll fill you up because you're going 24/7. I'm going to have to invest in a truckload of sesame seed oil and black sesame for the next 19 years, but I don't care because that is going to do so much for my life on the spiritual path and also in the material world, because it gives you that consciousness to stay on your spiritual path, to stay disciplined. And not in the sense that you got to toil and work hard at it. It's just find what works for you and what gives you joy, and then do that thing and connect with people in the community, because God knows you get out of the community and we've got to unplug. We've got to be in the world and do whatever it is that we got to do in our family and work life and so on. But reconnecting through the teachings, and then through these community practice calls, it keeps us elevated. It keeps our consciousness high. It keeps us from, going down the rabbit hole that's endless, right? Twists and turns, and my God, I'm lost. What else is new? So I think on the chat, Angel Bhairavi is posting some beautiful links for the Shri Brazil TV. Also, the events, the Shri Brazil TV event is coming up. And then after Shri Brazil meditation, someone in the place above me played the trumpet. Oh, okay. That is interesting. Oh, they played it like a trumpet above you or on the chat? Sorry. I think you're saying, Brenda, that you felt a trumpet playing above you in the Shri Brazil. And that's what happens is we will open ourselves up to this divine symphony. That's what people say when they become more and more open to the light, open to the divine, and they are on their enlightenment path. And that's what's happening for them, is that they are connecting with these archetypes, and there are beautiful sounds coming. Even the planets, if you Google sounds of Saturn or sounds of planet Jupiter or sounds of the sun, you can hear this, or they have a sound to them. So check it out. Everything is sound and light in the whole universe, internally and also externally. Linda is saying that Dr. Emoto's yantra would help people. I suggest it be posted on the forum on Palaisa. Oh yes, the Shri Brazil yantra that Emoto had created. using the sound stream Brazilian water, and then took the picture, and then it came out as this beautiful crystal. And if you look at it, in each of the stems from the yantra, I don't have it handy, but it looks like little Lakshmis all around. And there's, I think, 6 of them, so, or 8 of them. And those 2 numbers are associated with Lakshmi. Linda, do you want to share?
There's going to be a call tomorrow, right, to do with Stream Brazil? Maybe it's not live.
I believe there is. If you go on to the Stream Brazil TV, it might be Dr. Ply being live, or it might be a recording of his message that he wants to put out live.
Because I was listening to him on the YouTube channel, and he mentioned about the call on Sunday. Do you think they might be mentioning about the Platinum program then after the call?
You know what? The information will be posted to Ply Center. I think Bhairavi would have more information about that, so she can, if you're still here, Bhairavi, please go ahead and post that link, because he's now confirmed or given approval for the various levels of this new Stream Brazil immersion program, where you can join however you want. You can even have very close contact with Dr. Ply, as in through this program, he will be giving you one-to-one advice. So it depends on what you want to do with Wealth Rising or Stream Brazil immersion from this point on, but those will be offered. That information will be shared tomorrow, either during the call or afterwards, or on the site. It might even be on the site right now.
So you think somebody has the link right now for us to see the info?
Let's just see if Bhairavi, here, Bhairavi is saying they'll post it on the sales page tomorrow during the webcast. It's not available yet, so it's going to be on there tomorrow. So please, everybody, get on that TV
Okay.
and watch that webcast.
Because I bought the gold, so it's only going to be platinum is the only other option. Is that true?
No, I think there's even more.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
On last Sunday, remember we had that sun call, Awakening with the Sun?
Uh-huh.
And you know from past conversations how difficult it's been with my mother. And after that call was done, I was just doing stuff around the house, and I got a phone call. It was from her, which is surprising because she never calls. And she was being really nice. So I was thinking about what you said about the sun and authority figures, and she's an authority figure for me. So this was very surprising, the whole call thing. And I thought it had to be because of that. And I did write into Office at Pili to see about more Sunday calls, but they couldn't understand what I was talking about. I finally sent the 3rd email, but the whole week had passed, so I'm not expecting any call for this Sunday, but maybe you could follow up since they don't understand what I'm talking about. I just asked if we could have a call every Sunday for this Awakening with the Sun program. And I'm not saying do it for free. I'm just asking if we can do it, eh? But they just didn't know what I was talking about. And I wanted to mention that today is the 7th moon for the sun. So this is the power time.
Oops, just 1 second. Somebody's here and I'm going to just mute them. Okay, go ahead, Linda.
Today is the power time for the sun. It's the 7th moon in this Eastern time zone. It started at 9 o'clock this morning. And there's going to be a call for Narasima next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, correct?
Yes.
And
Lalita is going to be doing that call. It's going to be a webcast, I believe. And she's going to take everyone through a meditation that Dr. Ply has put out, and the program that is available on Ply Center Academy.
Right. So by getting the program, you get the call.
Yeah.
And do you know which hora is the best one to use for Narasima?
Yeah, Narasimha, he's like Vishnu. So any Mercury hora. He's also the sun, though. The associated with the sun. So sun, Mercury, I would say moon as well, because the moon in your mind, you want him to just get all that stuff out of your mind, you know, that it's blocking your progress.
Hello, Sukarita.
Ah, Yasmin, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing, everybody. And I just would like to share something and ask a quick question. I was like guided to find a mala. I have it on. I have it now since a week on, and it's a Narasimha mala. It's a black onyx, and it has the copper pendant, Narasimha pendant on. And I'm
Beautiful.
totally in love. I just was drawn to it. I never heard about it. I never saw him. I never heard about it. And I don't know how. I just browsed through, and I was like on a mission, and I even didn't know what I was on a mission on. And suddenly I found this lion head pendant with black onyx. And normally I'm not a black onyx fan, but I was so drawn to it. So I ordered it, and it came very fast. And then I found, and then I Googled, and then I looked around, and then I found Narasimha, and now an Astrovet and all of it, and I read up on him. But to share my experience with him, it's like, so I wear it. You can wear it. I wear it, like you see, all the time. And immediately when I unpacked the parcel, and it was, whoa, so strong. And I'm doing the Gayatri since 2 weeks now, you see, the program, the sun program, Awakening with the Sun. And I think with him, with him, I'm wearing him. And the first thing I unpacked the parcel. And it was so beautiful, the energy. I mean, normally onyx is quite harsh. No, warm and strong and loving and beautiful. And I'm not scary at all. I find him so beautiful. I'm in love with him. and the thing is that what is very interesting, I feel so grateful. I think of Babaji, I'm so grateful. I'm so new here, you see, but I'm so grateful because I feel so protected and supported. And I had to work so hard spiritually. I'm working hard spiritually so long, and boom, boom, boom. And it's so lovely you can talk and say, oh, look at this in your mind with telepathy, and you see, look at this. I'm an empath, and I'm a telepath. I was born like that. It's not an easy thing. It's like, oh my God. So strengthen. Okay, but now it's so lovely. You can see, look, all this is, you see, all this is coming on. And I don't need to have 5 hours on a row, meditation, mantras, prayers, aligning. I just can say, could you please look at it? And he's there. And boom, there is peace. There is just peace. He's so loving. He's so strong. And any attacks or what you perceive at it, or what you pick up, or internally when things are coming up, I can just telepath with him, and just he looks at me and smiles, and boo, this is just diffused, and there's peace. And it is so, what a blessing. That's divine grace. All the hard work, it's not hard work. We are so blessed. It is so I'm so deeply touched. We are so loved, and we deserve to be supported, and I'm just so grateful. I just wanted to share that. It is really, we are loved and we are supported and we are allowed to be safe, and it doesn't have to be hard anymore. It can be just loving and peaceful. Yeah. So I wanted to share that because it's amazing, and it's unbelievable. It's about $27. The
The
mala
mala?
with the pendant,
Mm-hmm.
and it is blessed. I got also a little package of the yeah, kunku, and it is blessed for $27. Narashima in my house. In my heart, because I love him, in my heart, and he's working from day one, working so lovingly. So I wanted to share that because if other people might feel empathic and telepathic and feel it's a lot what's going on, we don't need to work 24/7 anymore. We can just align, and we are really helped and supported. Yeah. So that is, I think it's really important that we know that. So yeah, that was the one thing I wanted to share. And the other, and there's a question. You said, I love you. It was so lovely. What is her name? The lovely lady said about you. I think everybody here and everybody I know would just sign it in golden letters. I love Sucharita. We love you. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the question is, for the full moon fire lab. So I need to think about at the moment still. My finances, and there is of course my Narasimha birthday thing. So I wondered, and then there is the bookkeeper, the accountant of the Akashic records, and it's a bit much. So I'm just thinking, when you do your the fire lab, the full moon fire lab, you include Narasimha and you include the yeah, I forgot his name, Mr. Accountant. So you include that.
Yes, I will, Yasmin.
So when I would participate in the full moon fire lab, would that have the same effect? Would it have the same effect than to have Narasimha birthday celebrated?
Well,
Because I can only do one or the other. I can't do everything, you see. So I'm trying to be a bit economical and practical. So
yeah, and trust that what you're doing is exactly what you need. So not everyone needs to do all the remedies, or even, God only knows what we can do, and our bank account will tell us. So Dr. Ply shares, don't break the bank. Be very practical in how you can approach. That's why there's so many free services, just to get you started and to get that energy flowing into you, to connect you to these divine beings. So trust that whatever you are intuitively drawn to, or your gut says, this is going to be enough for me. This is going to be it for me. And you trust that, because it's not your head telling you. It's your gut, it's your heart, it's your soul. It's that which is going to say, I will be fulfilled. Yeah, I wish I could do it all. But the divine is saying, you don't need it. Just do what your gut and your intuition is. Sometimes it might be it all. Like I'm one of those elite plus. Where's the elite? Where's the elite plus? That's me though. And then there's sometimes
looking forward. This is one of my things. I have to write actually down. Is I would really like to have an elite thing. I have always basics, and I'm really, really grateful. I mean, I am so grateful. That's not the point, but it is an interesting thing to allow oneself to have an elite. You see what
Yeah.
I mean? I think that's an interesting thing to reflect on for me, because I rather, instead of my birthday package, my birthday was on the 6th of April.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. I did I did something what was later on, and there was a Tapenam in, and I
Oh,
couldn't do both. So I decided I do something. There is a Tapenam included for the ancestors. And I think it's good to think like that. But at the same time, I think it's a new experience to allow oneself the thought to have that for you, actually. Because anyway, what is for us, for clearing us, we will shine brighter, and we do our service here on this planet much better. So anyway, it has always a, a good benefit for everything and anybody around. But to have that this consciousness to do it for oneself. I'm very good with others, but for myself, and that's very interesting. So that is a new
ah,
thing. That's a new thing that
that's
you allow that.
Narasimha.
Yeah, you think
That's
so? Yeah,
Narasimha making you to feel like the queen of the jungle.
that's really interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me that, because it's the sun, the what I do, the program with the sun,
Yeah.
plus the mystery school I do as well.
Mhm.
Plus the Narashima is here with me. Yeah, oh, okay, because that's new. I'm like, oh, all right. Interesting. Yeah. Shrim Brazil. Oha. Yeah. Not only for my new fencing and driveway done, and all the animals sound and safe and all fed and all happy and
Oh,
what,
great.
but for myself, actually, for myself, something what will be anyway good for everything. But yeah.
That's good.
Now, I talked much longer than I intended to, but thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Yasmin. It was loaded with great information that people can resonate with, or they can understand that conundrum that we all get into, where we're just like, okay, so I'm not going to spend on all the fluff and stuff that I've been spending on at the mall, but I'm going to spend at the Ply Center or Astrobed, and you just can go crazy like a kid in a candy store, a spiritual candy store. So you have to,
Absolutely. Yeah.
whoa, wait a minute. Do what you can within your budget, be practical. And as Dr. Ply shares, he gives so much free information. And then once that consciousness builds inside of you and you start to attract that, the income or the ability to pay for the higher services, I agree with you. I started exactly where you are, and I couldn't pay for the elite package for a long time. And then I just kept putting it in my consciousness, putting it in my consciousness, putting it in, and putting that money aside in my bank account. And that was, okay, this is every month, this is going to be going towards something. So I have the resources. I don't feel like, oh, should I do this or should I do that? The divine is in and saying, do this for yourself and for the world. And then the divine will put it there. And I will make the money to go get channeled there. I don't even have to touch it. So once it's there, and then it gets used for the spiritual practices. And so being in the elite package, it does something to you. It really makes you to feel so empowered, not like, I am so powerful. It's like, oh, wow, it really does. Try it if you can, and do it on a day where, or during a service where you really resonate with that. And you just say, I'm going for the elite. Don't blow your bank account, but look at it and go, oh my God, I could afford this elite package. It may not be a birthday. It may not be, one of the bigger celebrations, but there will be elite packages that are nicely priced. They have a nice price point to them. And you can just do that to start with. And then you'll feel this energy, this elite energy Not that you're going to be snobbing out or anything, but it's just
Oh
you're
no,
so
of
empowered.
course. Yeah. Thank you. I think this is a big step. That's a big step in allowing oneself and deserving. And I don't. I mean, there's no way. I'm too old for this nonsense to be tempted by whatever. By all the superficial stuff. It is really to allow oneself, not only allow, to actually have the to actually commit. It's about commitment. There is this video from Dr. Pillai, and not long time ago it was live. I don't know if the other participants here saw it, and he talked about, Dr. Pillai talked about commitment and other stuff, but the commitment did hit me, because out of fear of failure, actually, I'm very aware. I'm navigating around total commitment, because there's fear out of past experiences where you worked really hard on something for a very long time, and it just banged you down, and it just whatever. And so what we do with ourselves, actually, we start to tiptoe around things which are important, which are really important for your spirit, your soul, and your heart, because you are afraid deep down. I say you, I don't mean you. You see what I mean? So it feels like there's a fear of failure, and a fear that you could be really not good enough. And that is the fear everything springs from. That there's so much karma and so much accumulated. And if you see the human history, and man, I was born as a human being this lifetime, oh my God. How can ever be this karma in any way balanced? And then I say to God, I say, please, we need amnesty. We need a karmic amnesty, jail-free card. This is what we need. We need that. I say, dear source, essence, presence, give us amnesty, free card, free jail, out of jail card. We really need it, because I'm the opposite. When I read that people are discontent with this and that have not enough and whatever, I only shake my head. And I think, I can't even understand how we are here alive on this planet when you just look into human history. You see what I mean? And what we still do and what's still happening. So I'm like the opposite. I'm a bit like, oh my God. And the thing is, what I learned with Dr. Pillai is, I think it's very important to ask for forgiveness and to forgive oneself. Very important. And to be aware of all that stuff. Oh my God. But then with Dr. Pillai, something is totally shifting, because he says, no, you don't have to live it out. No, you just say, no, now it's enough. You do things, you have tools, and you are not taking it on, you don't accept it. And this is very, very different than all my spiritual trainings I have ever done. Very different. And it is very empowering. And it is a very new way to stand up. It is, I mean, without divine intervention, I really mean that. And I'm not a pessimist. But without divine intervention and divine grace, this planet will not survive if we would continue as we did. So now all this divine grace comes in from all these different directions. and high frequency light and information. Also in cosmic sense, all the sun storms, solar storms, and everything what's going on, and the plasma lights coming in. So it's all light and information from the highest frequencies is helping us. But coming back to Narasimha, to have personally the gentleness of help and support in spite of, I have to say, in spite of everything, is just mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. So now I'm sorry I talked so long. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Sorry
Oh, thank you, Yasmin. I hope that you make the decision. You can use your mala and just chant Narasimha's mantra, and then he will direct you to whatever it is that he wants you to participate in to honor his birthday. It might be free, it might be a paid service, and just trust that that guidance is coming from him directly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yasmin. God bless.
Does Narasimha have a stone, or is it black onyx?
Yeah, it seems to be black onyx, Pranava. Did you pick up, did you get one at the India trip?
I did get a black onyx mala, but I gave it to my niece.
That's okay.
Yeah. And you know what? When I first met Narasimha was a picture, and he was with fire, and there was blood everywhere, and he was taking the heart out of somebody, I don't know. And instead of being gored, you know, like, oh my God, oh, I just started to cry, just love him. I thought, this is interesting. The mind saw something different than what the soul or heart felt. That was, it was absolutely deleted what I was seeing with the eyes. And my soul just wept, and it was so incredible. Anyway, that's it.
No,
Thank you.
that's a beautiful sharing. And the story goes with Narasimha is that he comes out of a pillar. And this kid is being beaten by his dad, and it's just a bad scene. And what happens is the dad says, so what's your God gonna do now? You're just praying to this guy, and you know, and he was just mean to this kid, his own boy, for so long. And then finally Narasimha came out and said, okay, dude, that's enough. So he just went and ripped the guys to bits so that the kid could just continue to, he was a divine child, and he was just, all he wanted to do was pray to the Lord. And his dad was making fun of him. So it relates to all of us. If we get on the spiritual path and people don't understand us and they make fun of us, that's why you should, and it's very highly recommended that you just keep your spiritual path to yourself. You know, just keep it as intimate and as internal and as protected as possible. Not that you should be paranoid that you're, whoa, I got something weird I'm doing. It's just that it's so beautiful. And if people don't appreciate it, they'll just put negativity in the space, and then that negativity will cause you to doubt where you didn't doubt before, because why would you be attracted to it? It's from a previous lifetime. So if you're attracted to an archetype, and it's a beautiful experience in previous lifetimes, even in this lifetime, he's coming to show you something about maybe your surroundings or the people around you, that they might be not understanding you, or might have a negative bent on things, like a negative outlook on what you're doing, or you know, spirituality in general, or just being a good citizen, you know. So that can be just bombarding you and bombarding you, and then you've been initiated in or introduced to the archetype who you've known in previous lifetimes, who will just rip that energy out of you, and you will cry, thank God I don't have to take this on. I don't have to have this covering up my soul. I can still shine. It's hard being on this in the life without a spiritual path. As Yasmin was saying, the commitment is not a one-off. It is that which we commit, we recommit, we commit again, we fall off, we get back on, you know, that's how it is. So it's a beautiful experience that you shared, Pranava, because that's how we get attracted to these divine beings. We have some memory, or we have heard about the story, or we will hear about the story. So read the myth of Narasimha in the story about how he goes and you know, rips out the terrible, terrible father from this guy's life. Okay, so somebody is asking me, speaking of intimacy, and this is how it is being on the spiritual path. Everything goes, right? So it's not to say that we are any kind of therapists or anything, but we have, there's a strong connection with the sexuality and also spirituality. So sexuality is a lower chakra experience. It's not bad, it's not good, it just is. It's a biological function. And then we top it up with a bunch of fantasies and so on that goes on and on. So it's a play of that consciousness, that's fine. Now, when we have these divine archetypes come in and they give us this energy, this like, whoa, I just got my chakras rocked and it feels very sexual. You just keep it like that. Don't think, oh my God, I'm going to go to hell and, you know, burn in hell and all this stuff. That divine energy is coming in and it's taking out that which is blocking you. And as it leaves, if it's in the lower chakras, you're going to feel those chakras rocking. You're going to feel some, as this person had shared in private on the chat, that there's some reproductive issues. So the reproductive issues are being healed. And so once that is being healed, of course, you're going to have this explosion of sexual energy, right? Even if you don't have anything going on down there and that's, you know, that needs healing, you just because it's been blocked, it can make you to get out of control, be really high and really low, and you'll feel almost like manic, you know, where you'll be high 1 minute and low the next. So that's, you come to a spiritual path so you can get all these tools, the technology, and use the practices to keep you even and steady, because this energy is, it can't be hard. You can't hold on to it. You can't harness it. It's like a wild stallion. So it will feel like you're out of control, the Kundalini. So if that happens, you know, you've got to just know that, okay, Narasimha has gone in there and he's going to continue to go in there. You just invite his energy in to clean up that reproductive mess, because it's blocking your creativity. It's blocking your beauty. That's what Narasimha does. It gives you beauty and creativity. And also, he gives a lot of courage and success. So if you're blocked down in the lower chakras, you are stuck. You can't feel success. You can think success. You can fake your way around it, but you can't feel it. You can't ground it into the earth plane and everything that you do. It's a kind of a hit and miss. So hopefully that has helped you to realize something around sexuality and spirituality. So there's the spiritual energy, just like the sexual energy goes up, it can also just go blasting out. So just like that, the spiritual energy can just go blasting out. So you want to keep it moving up and move it around, right? And to go all into your aura, internally and externally. So thanks for asking that question. Somebody's saying, what's the purpose of honey sandalwood powder on the yantra? So honey is, the divine loves honey. And it is, it has the ability to, like, you can attract everything with sweetness, with honey. So it's when you pour it on the yantra, it's like activating that energy inside of you to be very sweet and to just have words flow off you like honey, and everybody is, you know, coming to you, right? Because they're attracted to you. Hi, honey, I'm home, right? Not, hi, I'm in the door, slam. or not even saying anything to you. Where's my dinner? I don't know. I'm just going with it. But honey is very sweet. So it gives you that intelligence, and it activates that. The gods love it. Sandalwood is another substance, like you can create it into the powder into a paste, and then you can put it on your yantra, and that will also help to attract, because it has a nice scent to it. And the sandalwood is what attracts the gods. So either do an abhishekam, or you can put it on the corners of your yantra if you want. So the Srimrazi TV is there. And that, the sesame, the uruku wicks are, as Bhairavi has shared, the uruku wicks burn the karma. The sesame is just cotton. So I have some, I'll show you what this is the uruku wick. Oops, got a little bit of buzz from the cotton. So the uruku wick is like a straw. I don't know if you see that? So it's like a straw wick. And then this is cotton. There we go. So this together, you can see the difference. And then if you want to use them together, what I do is I twist them and then I put them in the lamp. And it really soaks it in, because if you just burn the straw, it kind of burns out, or it just burns right down and it's gone. So this will make it to last a little longer because it soaks it if you do the two together. And I always put 2 cotton wicks together because it's pretty limp. You might have stronger cotton wherever you are, but that's how it works. So you try to do your best to make it work for yourself, and keep going at it, keep recommitting to it. How often do you change the sesame? Every day. So I will, it will go for 24 hours and then I'll change it. So if this lamp goes down like it is now, it's like at about halfway, right? And then I will just top it up. So I'll top up the lamp with the oil on that day. And then what I will do is I will, the next day, because I'll top it up before I go to bed, and then I don't sleep much anyways. So I will wake up and it will just be going out, and then I will clean it all out, put it away, and then start again. So every 24 hours, because for me, I'm running a Saturn 19-year period Saturn, so I just want that energy around me all the time to be nice. But most people, they just burn it on a Saturday, or it doesn't have to be that big. It can be just a small one size diya, like something, like little. It doesn't have to be big at all. And then you just stick the wicks in there and the little black sesame seeds and sesame oil. And you'll feel it, even if it is that small, you will feel it. Someone just ordered a Srimrazi yantra. Get your yantras. Oh my God. It is your gift to yourself. It's like, when you turn a light switch on in the room and you can see everything, turn Srimrazi light switch on and you will have everything. Hey, that's kind of cool, right? That's a good marketing tune. It's true though. I grab onto this and I'm just like, I love this. So thank you, Bhairavi's posted the Rukawix link. And someone is looking at the Srimrazi immersion page. Great. We'll see you in that program. I'll be doing the fire labs every Friday night. They're so awesome. Everyone is so amazing, and we go on and on. The energy is so strong. If you don't know God, get on a fire lab. Get in Srimrazi immersion and then come on the fire labs, because they're interactive. So yes, the fire labs at Astrovet and Play Center are awesome, and I participate in those all the time. And then doing the fire labs, though, interactive, and we're saying the prayers that Dr. Pillai wants us to say and wants us to focus on, and the deity comes in and there's so much light, and we take our time, to experience God. So by the end of it, we're totally blissed out. Sometimes we can't even speak. We're so full, and the shared experiences are amazing. So it keeps us going with our practice. Oh, Bhairavi shared a lot about the Rukus. Awesome. She's a beautiful resource. Black tourmaline. Oh, someone shared the Narasimha pendant link. Perfect. I have one too, but he's way over there, and I see him in the window. Hi. I had one that broke as well, and I was, oh man, I'm so sad it broke. But then after that, it was like this whole karma that I didn't even know that was disturbing me. It was just in the background, and it had gotten resolved. And I was like, oh, break away, take the karma. Thank you, Narasimha. He's the only one who could rip out all the ego-driven craziness that was going on in these this project that I was working on. I was like, oh man, is it me? Is it me? And when I got this Narasimha from his last birthday, and it broke, but then right after that, the karma broke. So it's pretty. This is a very mystical, magical path. It is a mystery, but it's a highest mystery. So it's the highest education. Oh, good. Someone is, instead of going on to Amazon, they're going on to Astrobed and Plice Center. And that's what you do, is you feel the energy, as Yasmin was sharing, and a lot of us do. Something will be coming. And then it shows up in the mail and you go, wow, you open it up and it's just like, it's like a genie in a bottle. You know, it's like we open it up and wow, oh, I get to ask for what I want. Okay, so someone is saying one has a little bit of white striping. Oh, they got two black molybs. One has a white stripe, one has a black onyx. Doesn't have any striping in it. Sometimes the stone is just, that's the stone. So don't, if it's the same, if you ordered two of the same, it can also be, I'm just looking, I'm thinking of the sun or Saturn. Because this is a Saturn one. And this is a sun one. They're pretty close. This is more of the black. But then I'd have to go grab my onyx one over on the wall. So whoever got that, Tila, then you can write in and take a picture of it and write to support@astroved.com or applycenter.com, and then include the attached pictures and ask them to tell you which one each one is. So Tila is saying, thank you today for today's meditation. Can you tell me more about the Shreem Brazil TV thingy? Because I missed out on that. Yeah, there's a link on there, Tila. Just scroll up the chat and you'll see the link to the TV. Go click on that and join it. And then you get access to the Apply Center Academy for the free program of Shreem Brazil. And Mohini is also doing the guided meditation. So you'll see the audio downloads. Dr. Ply is giving the teaching. And then Mohini is sharing the meditations. So it's a really power-packed program for free. So go check it out, sign up. I did last night before the Fire Lab, and I was like, this is so easy. The whole world can do this. And it's very powerful meditations. So Dia's saying, my first introduction to Narasimha was through a movie. The lead character was chanting a Narasimha mantra to help him gather strength and courage to pull a heavy object. The mantra stuck with me ever since. I attracted the picture of Narasimha that Pranava spoke about, and I visited the temple. Oh, this is beautiful, right? Someone is saying that they crashed so hard at the beginning last night. Crashed so hard at the beginning. I don't know what that means, Roger. So someone is just posting more links. Oh, Bhairavi is saying the black and white striped one is Black Tiger's Eye Mala from the Fix My Planets program. Oh, great. Anastasia, you're asking me about this is I think this is hematite for Saturn, but it looks like the black onyx, right? This is hematite, I think. And then this one is for Sun. It's blue tourmaline, maybe. I don't, yeah. So Bhairavi is saying hematite is for Saturn. Bhairavi, what is the blue for the Sun? I love all you guys. You know all this stuff. Oh, Roger's saying I fell asleep so deep on the fire lab at the beginning. Did you wake up after that, Roger? Kinda. That's what happens in the fire lab. The divine beings, you think that they don't come out of the computer or your smartphone. They don't need physical. They don't need anything physical. They just need you just get in that stream of consciousness and they're going to get into you. So you focus, you log on to the fire, the deities come into the fire and you're grabbing that consciousness. They're hitting you. They're like, hey, I'm going over to Roger's house. And then they just get inside and they start to work away. And it's pretty amazing. I used to just go knock out. I would be in India at a fire ritual there. And the priest would be chanting away and I was in such a trance. I was like, oh my God, my head would spin and I'd just be like this and I'd fall over. It's strong until you get, that's why you chant also afterwards to keep that energy going. So you don't have to keep turning it off and turning it on or going in and going out, you know, it doesn't have to be so dramatic. So a blue agate, thank you, Bhairavi. Blue agate is for the Sun. These are bracelets that come, when you're part of these elite packages, they just send you all these goodies, all these gifts, statues and so on. So these I wear on, you know, different calls that I'm on. And so I can have that energy coming into me. So it's being transmitted. And you always have a mala, like a necklace. So this one is for Kamadhenu, and then this one is for the goddess. So I'm always asking for heaven on earth, please, please, please. So, Beta is saying, Beta, did I say your name right, Beta? The fire lab with the meditation put my mind in a profound silence. It's hard to talk afterwards. Absolutely. And that's what we found last night, right? It was like, okay, anybody want to talk? We were just so in a zone that speaking is not necessary. Yeah, that's a very good sign. Linda, did you want to say something?
There was an earthquake where I live this week, and it was silent in the house at the time it happened, and I could really feel it. It seemed like it was for a long time, and I could hear it, and the cat was growling, and then I called my family, and they also experienced it, and Eckhart Tolle had said about this happening in regards to the change in consciousness that's happening. Maybe you can comment about earthquakes.
Absolutely, Linda. And Earth is the mother goddess. So Earth is Lakshmi. So more we do Shrim Brazi, it's coming into the Earth plane and it's going to make us to burp out all that stuff. So earthquake can be that kind of physical manifestation of the goddess breaking open to release the negativity and to wake people up. You can't pay to make an earthquake to go away, right? So
very exciting.
Yeah. So what the God is saying, or the goddess is saying, get on your spiritual path. You'll be protected. You'll experience it, but you won't have to suffer from it.
No, I was very excited. I knew when it was happening, it was an earthquake. I was very excited about it. And then I YouTubed it later, and it said that the rocks are shifting. The plates are made of rock. And when this shifts, then the energy is released. So I thought, was comparing that to energy in the body being released. When you have like an energy block and you deal with that and the energy is released. So I thought, oh, the same thing's going on in the planet. But I was so excited about it.
You touched on it beautifully, Linda, because as within, it's all around us. So it's in the earth, it's in all the planets, it's in the universe. So whatever we do, we think we're only this big in the scheme of the universe, like a dust to the wind. Whatever we do spiritually, we're going to affect everything. So yeah, keep bringing in Shrimbazine, and she's going to keep us rocking this whole planet until it wakes up something inside of the planet. Is there anyone there? Someone else want to share? Asha? Asha?
Hi.
Hi, we're getting a
Hi.
little bit of an echo.
Oh yes. Wait a minute. I have two devices on because I have trouble with the internet over here. I'm from Aruba. It's a pleasure for me to first time in this program, and it is for me an honor. I try to fix this. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you, Asha.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the moment. Thank you for the time, and thank you for your time, because this is awesome. This is first time I have feel this. I have a long time practicing my mantras, and I'm doing what I can, because on this island you will not find so much information about, you know, about this stuff. It is a Caribbean island, and this kind of information is very difficult to get more information. So I start searching, and I come to Pillai Center, and I have know all those people, nice, very nice people. And here I am. The first time I try this out, because something tell me wake up in the morning very early and start listening, and I feel this like my head was blowing on the time we meditate. I feel my organs moving. I feel like I was flying. I was laying on my bed and looking at the roof, and I say, what is this? And I close my eyes. I feel like my forehead is burning. It is some very nice sensation. I don't know what it is, but it is great feeling. It is my very first time. It is really my very first time, and I start crying. It is something I can't explain what it is, but it is very nice, very wonderful. And I want to thank you and Dr. Pillai and all the people over there who make it possible, because it is incredible. I can't even explain my son what I have feel, but it is very nice. Thank you. And I and you know something, I buy already my yantra, and I buy already my black tourmaline. I order it already. So it is very nice, very, very nice. I have learned so much in little time. I have here everything I have here. It is like my chip is on. My microchip is on. I have a Pentium microchip on. Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome, Asha, and it's so wonderful that we are able to connect with you in Aruba.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Asha, is that we are experiencing the divine because our soul has drawn us. So it's a power time practice is something that is food for the soul. So we know, oh my God, I'm going to feel comforted. I'm going to elevate my consciousness. I'm going to experience out of body experience. I'm going to go into trance. I'm going to connect with something because that energy is right now. It's not, I don't wait or read about it. I can, but when the energy comes in, it's so much better to show up and then immerse yourself in it. It's like hearing about a party afterwards or beforehand. You know, it's not quite the same thing. So when you experience that, you may even experience it when you are listening to the recording, and then it goes deeper and deeper and deeper because it's eternal. It's my mouth is moving, but there are divine beings coming in, and Dr. Pillai is empowering the whole process. He's cranking it up, and then everyone is feeling what they're supposed to feel based on their own evolution. So not everyone is going to have out-of-body experiences. Some people are going to be aching in pain, like I have, and continue to when I hit that barrier. Like Linda was saying, when the rocks are moving, you know, and you're going to have an earthquake. There's sometimes our consciousness is so stuck within us, and we don't even know what is stuck down there or in there or wherever. And then we have an experience where it's painful. And there's a lot of blood, you know, bloodshed, internal bloodshed. It feels like, you know, something has exploded inside of us. It's painful, and it can be spiritual pain. So we can be, get the divine can be coming in and cleaning up spiritual energy coming from our ancestors. So those people who are in the spirit world, our ancestors, or it can be our collective consciousness of where we live. We can be porous, as Yasmin was sharing. It's not empathy, it's beyond that. We're just porous.
Exactly.
You know, we're just absorbing it all. And so that can be an experience too. So
exactly.
yeah.
I understand, because I was looking all long time how to settle my stuff. You know, it is I receive all what I have, but I don't know what to do with it. I have on this island, I could receive a statue of all the deities, but I don't know where to put them. I don't know where to put them. I don't know what to give them. And on the long term, I receive all this, what I need to know to put myself where I have. And I'm very, very grateful once more. And thank you for this moment. It is very, very, very great moment for me. And you can imagine it is how big it is for me. It is incredible. I'm sorry my language, because I can speak a lot of languages, and I try to stick to my English.
I feel it in you. And Asha, you know what you can do is you can go to Pillai Center Practice YouTube, and you can listen to all the recordings, and we'll tell you about directions to put your altar, what to do with your yantras, your statues. So all those instructions will be there. And then it's also posted there. The blog post has it for Power Center, or I think it's called Powertime
Okay.
Practice on the blog.
Yes, yes. I could read it last time they sent about the flowers, which flowers you can offer to which ones. And I'm very grateful about it, because I didn't really know. I just put roses for all. And I know now what go to which ones, you know. It is not easy thing.
Yeah, well, here's the thing
So,
too, is that as you'll see in the background, I just have the flowers that are available. So not always are you going to be able to match up the colors or match up the
yeah.
different types of flowers. So please don't be like, oh my God, I can't propitiate the god or the goddess.
Okay,
with this
okay.
color.
Because you know, here we don't find those stuff. It is a little island in the Caribbean, and to get all the powder and the things you use over there, it is a little too difficult. I have to order them, and sometimes it takes a lot of time for me to
Yeah.
get it over here. So, but anyhow, I'm very glad today is a good day, and it will be a very good day for everybody who's hearing. And God bless you. God bless you, and God bless Dr. Pillai. I hope someday to know him personal. And
You will get to know him, Asha.
thank you. God bless you. Namaste.
So yeah, everybody check out, if you, you know, if you're new to this program, there are so many YouTubes on, so many video recordings on the YouTube, and you can get so much information. But just because we are here now and Asha's joined us, in general, what we want to do is have our deities, our statues, our pictures, our yantras, as if they're facing east. So there, so if this is the yantra, okay, like this, and then this direction that it's facing is east or north. So you want it to be facing east or northeast. And why? Because that will give you prosperity and enlightenment. If you're facing south, you'll just want to space out and go into a very relaxed state of mind where you don't want to do anything too much. West is a little bit for nighttime meditation. But so for Dr. Pillai, he just wants you to have the yantra or the statue or picture facing east. So east is that direction that you're facing. You're looking at the east, or you're looking at the north, or you're looking at in between the northeast.
It's nice to know that. I can sign out now.
You
As long
just
as I know.
do you want me to sign you out, Asha?
Yes, please. I can sign out.
No
They
problem.
will love me. Okay, thank you once more. Okay,
Okay,
have a nice day. Bye-bye.
She's gone. So I'm just
Hi,
looking at
Sucharita.
yes.
Hi, Sucharita.
Oh, hi, sunshine, Sunny.
Hi. I wanted to share, well, since we were talking about Narasimha, that was one of the things that when I was doing the Shimber-Z program and where to stay on, I really needed that to protect, you know, what was going on. And I was in such great distress. It took me, you know, I was led. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, this is it. So I stopped the Shimber-Z a little bit and I did that, which I really needed. And it was so powerful, just for anyone that's on the fence. If you see it and it resonates with you, it was so powerful that when I was in such great distress when I saw what happened, I was just like the proof right there. And I got so elated and things going on in my mind. I had to pray to him. I'm like, no. Take this ego away. Take the ego away, because it was just I didn't experience anything like that. I was so thankful. I was like, thank you. But I had to take some of that, I stay humble, you know, have the ego, you know, go away, because I didn't want to be like, you know, what I was distressed about. And, you know, I was so elated, such victory, such joy with the, you know, really deep distress I was going through. So if anyone sees that and they resonate with it, get it. It is very, very powerful. And
Wow.
Also, I wanted to share with my son, you know, I'll do the 1 minute meditation. We do our Catholic prayers, and then we do the 1 minute meditation in the morning on the way to school. And so, you know, he knows some, and he's playing a sport now, and the, you know, the energy of like the coaches, you know, he froze a little bit and where his position was. And so I told him next time, I was like, you know, you say Namah Shivaya, you know, you say, and he'll chant it in his head when he's doing, because I'm like, he got so frozen. I'm like, you're not in trouble. You just do this, you know, you're just starting. This is your position, but you can go wherever. And you could see an improvement, the power. And so, you know, so that was okay. And then, you know, it was nice. I was like, okay, nice. I see, you know, it's working, whatever, you know, it's working. And then I went in to see his teacher. I requested a conference because this whole math that they have down here is ridiculous. And I'm wondering how he is. He's okay, you know. I just, you know, want the best for him. So I go in and the teacher is like, don't worry, he's doing great. I don't see anything, you know, wrong with him. He's doing really well. I'm like, what about his testing? Oh, he's testing, he's doing great, because they don't send everything home right away. I'm just, you know, when I'm working with him in homework, you could tell, you know, I have to work a little more with him. So then when we get into I was like, okay, she said, everything's going great. We're gonna, you know, go celebrate you. And his sister's there. And I turn on the car and I go to back up, and he goes, Mom, when I'm doing these speed quizzes, they didn't even tell us. I would think they would prepare us. They're doing speed quizzes now. They have to answer all these questions in math, 30 questions in 3 minutes. And he said, when I'm doing the quiz, Mom, he said, I said Namah Shivaya. I was like, oh my God, what? I turn off the car, I pull back in, I'm like, oh, you said what? And he's like, yeah, I'm saying it. And I'm like, I go, why? He goes, because I was really nervous. And so I'm like trying to get myself together because I'm like screaming in the car. I'm so proud of him. I'm like, ah. So I said, okay, so can you explain to me what was the difference? And he said, well, first, I was all nervous. He's like, but when I said it, I go, what was the difference? He said, I got really strong. I got tough. I was brave. I said, I got 5s and 10s on all my tests. I always do great. I can do this. And I didn't even like talk to him about it to do it for schoolwork or do anything. He just like, intuition hit him and he said it, and he was doing it during these stressful quizzes that, I saw the quizzes and some of the kids aren't even finishing and stuff, and he was doing great. And you could tell that he was a little nervous because on one of them he transposed a number, and he's young, and that's what he does. He gets nervous. And I was just I was like, that is worth everything, all the studying, just to hear him say that. And he said it on his own, stopped me and said, I said that during the quizzes, and just told me. And he was able to articulate what it did for him, which I was so surprised also. So I just wanted to share that. It was amazing. It was worth like every single penny of everything in this program that I've done all these years.
Oh, wow. Sunny, that's amazing. And I just love hearing your energy and it's the truth. And it's so sweet and so pure and so inspiring because you're a mom. And I always say, oh my God, I don't know how you do it. So if people are out there and saying, I don't have time, listen to Sunny. She's just amazing. That's so great.
Thank you so much. And, thank you for all you do as well. And grounding the information for us and making it really granular where I can grasp it, because, I listen to Dr. Pillai and he's so, wonderful, and some things just go over my head. And then I'm like, oh, that's what he meant. That's what he's doing. And then anytime, like anyone that's new here, anytime that I have a question or anything, you're just such a divine channel that you answer it. Like when you come on at the beginning, I'm like, oh, I was going to ask that question. She answered it. Even something that happened in my meditation a couple of months ago, I was like thinking, oh, what does this mean? And you answered it. I was going to ask you because it was my meditation, but it's like, oh my goodness, you answered exactly this obscure thing that happened. So you're like such a divine channel. And I really appreciate you, bringing us the teachings, but clearing yourself so much that you can be such a divine channel and really ground it for us. So thank you for that.
Aww,
and I have a question about like when, like help me wrap my head a little bit around like when we do these, like I just did the Wealth Rising Fire Lab. It wasn't called Wealth Rising, but like
Wealth Rising Immersion?
No, not that. The Fire Lab that we just did last week, where the money goes up and it's no loss. They did in India.
Yeah.
Okay, so stuff like that, like how long does that, I'm like, I know you can't be like, I'm like, okay, we did it, where it, I turn around, where is it? But like, help me, wrap my head around, and how long does it last? Like I see, like I did one for protection and stuff. How long does that like energy like stay?
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, it's like having, that you're going to have a birthday party that you're going to go to, or maybe your own birthday. And this is happening once a year. So you go into that party or that event or that wedding or something that's very important, it's very significant. And then you become friends with that energy, or that energy starts to move through your consciousness such that it becomes like your best friend. So that as you go throughout the year, you're always thinking with that consciousness. You're always planting those seeds of consciousness within you because you've been invited to the party and you brought the gift and you got something. So how long it lasts is that when you are thinking about your finances, or you're thinking about, investments, or you're thinking about creating your little piece of heaven on earth, whatever that looks like to you, can be health, can be relationships. That consciousness is going to be ever increasing because you're paying attention to it. If you don't pay attention to it, you don't do your Shrim Brazis, you don't care anything about your health and your wealth and your finances, then it will be gone. Like you go to a party and you say, oh, I don't care about those people anyways. I'm not going to see them forever, right? Or maybe you'll have to go again the next year. So that's fine. But so that experience is all up, it's up to you. Again, it's like a commitment. What are you, now you've opened the door, you have all these gifts, all this knowledge, you just can take bite sizes throughout the whole year. So it's going to trickle in and trickle out, but you're going to see it as you navigate life, where to focus. Okay, I did this Akshaya Tritiya. Now, what's my consciousness? I don't know. Start. Do Srimad. Hey, listen, I'm going to go back, read that. What did I participate in, soul? I don't know. It's not coming up to my brain. You know, it's in my soul and it's covered up with a bunch of stuff. So we have to keep opening up the box. We got to keep freeing our soul, freeing us up to look inside and see what the treasure chest is and organize it, and then start to utilize those gems in our life. So build your wealth, build your health, build your relationships, build all those magical moments, you know, especially with your kids, and they're becoming more and more conscious. You know, have it on video next time. Hey, say this on video. Or, you know, if they think, oh, mom, you know, don't do that. You do write it down, or do a voice memo. Oh my God, I just dropped my kid off and blah, blah, blah happened, right? So that becomes your consciousness. You're reminding yourself, you're building that consciousness in life, and you're also recognizing that you need to participate. It's an interactive process, the divine coming in. It's not a one-off. They're gonna take off if you don't care about them. Just like your friend. If you don't call your friend, they won't call you, you know? So anything that you care about, you put attention to, and then it will start to reveal more, and it will reveal more, and it will reveal more. So these divine beings, they've been invited in. You've got to show them your life. And then you say, okay, your consciousness is this. I'm getting to know you. So how do we do this? How do we do this dance called my life? How do you want to be in it? Come on over. Sunny?
Oh, sorry. You know, I had to put that, quiet the kids. Yes, thank you so much. So like even like I did the protective one, the protective goddess that I had no idea who she was. I did that. And so I'll go and I guess I'll print out the picture of her now, and then I'll look at her mantra and then invite her into my life now. Because I see it worked, but I didn't chant anything. Mm-hmm. I see it worked, but I didn't like chant anything. I just like had it done. But now I'll do that, print the picture, look at, and then work with her. Okay.
Yeah, and then you'll feel some energy. That's what we want. We want to feel God. We want to know God. We want to experience God showing up. But if we put God in a box or in a drawer or throw it out, it's going to be gone. We won't care about it.
And then the more and more deities that I'm bringing in, like if I'm doing Shri and Brazil, do I light up everything like Shiva and Ganesha? And well, Ganesha I would do, but like now I'm like going to do Abhishek. I'm like doing all of them, or I can like just do one.
You can do one, you can do all. It depends. They start to talk to you. Like mine, I'd be 24 hours if I had to do Abhishekams to everybody and Archanas. So I just have one ghee lamp, and then I have one incense, and I have a plate full of flowers, and I just offer a petal on each of their stations. Even if there's multiple statues of the same or pictures, I just say, okay, this is for you, this is for you, this is for you. Sometimes I don't even say the mantra. I just try to connect with the energy. I'll just look into the eyes of the picture or of the statue and just gaze, and not gaze with my eyes, but gaze so it's going back into my being, I want to feel this communion with God. So you don't have to do it for each and every one. As you've seen on my pujas when I'll be doing them, and I'll be doing one next week, so you can see that on Powertime Practice. We're going to be doing a power one for Narasimha and Chitragupta, so that'll be fun. And they will just get, okay, now I'm going to offer this. Now I'm going to offer this. And that's exactly what I do. If you have more time, you can do each one. You can do each one.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Sunny. Thank you for sharing. So the people are putting, oh, I want to join Stream Brazil immersion. Please do. Oh my God. It's, and Dr. Pillai, we don't get to just make up programs. He is seeking out the souls. So if you're wanting to do it, he's probably pinging you, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to wake up our soul's consciousness. As Yasmin said, she's been on the path for a long time, and it's a struggle. No, you don't. You just answer the ping, do the thing, and you are protected. So that's the highest, it's the fastest. It's like knowing the CEO of a company. You can get favors fast, right? So someone is saying, I have them facing east with their backs to me. Is that okay? So Suzanne, when you have your yantra, okay, so it's facing east. You can be facing from the south to the north, and then it will be at your side, right? So you can have it facing east, but you can be sitting in the south, and then you would be facing like this, if that makes sense. Can you see? Yeah. So this is facing east, and then you're facing north. You don't have to be staring at it straight on. And if you have a, like I have deities in the background on the mantle and there, and that's for this visual purpose here on the Zoom, but also there are, we have space constraints, so you just are mindful, and then you just can face in the direction that is suitable, and then you'll feel the energy. You'll feel like, okay, I got to get out of the way of these guys. Okay, so I think all the questions have been answered. Asha, did you want to come on again? Your hand is up. I'm lowering your hand. Oh, Amorita, did you want to say something? I didn't want to cut anybody off, so. Are we full? Yeah, Asha's back. You can't get enough. Did you want to say something, Asha? So Linda's saying you burn the Saturn lamp while you're sleeping. Yeah, it's on my kitchen. It's in my kitchen. So it's on a windowsill, and it's got tile. And then I just have it there. It's very safe. And then I just have it burning. But that's me. You don't have to have it burning 24 hours, especially if you're concerned about it burning at night. Then don't do it. Don't have it burning at night.
Would it be disrespectful to have it in the bathroom since that's tiled?
Yeah, you know what? Dr. Playa said, just keep deities out of the bathroom.
Okay.
And you know why, Pranava?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the energy is mixing, right? So if you can, here's the thing too, is you can be very creative. And this is what I used to do until I got my skepticism out of the way, or felt more comfortable, let's just say that. Because our karma is so strong, very strange things can happen. I'd have fires going on with tea lights. They would just jump off the altar onto the floor and cause a fire. You know, so don't leave lit things out of your sight, especially if you haven't been doing this for a while, because the forces are, we're on the spiritual path, so there's dark forces. Not that you should be scared, but that stuff like that happens and it can be dangerous. So you can get those lanterns. You can get glass lanterns and then put your lamp inside of the glass. You know what I'm talking about? Those decorative lanterns that they have at, I don't know, home decor places or garden centers, where they have you can put the lamp outside with the candle lit, and it's in a glassed-in case. So you can have that in your house, and then it will be safe. Some people put their lamp in their kitchen sink, but then they're very clean. They keep their kitchen very, very spotless. So the divine is coming in. Yeah, somebody is saying you can burn sage for smudging. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can also take a little bit of your sage instead of having a big smoke out. Is that you can take some sage and crumple it, like crush it in your hands, and then put it in a ghee lamp. So you've already got a ghee lamp going. Or, you know, I'm not sure if that will work with candles. Might not. But with a ghee lamp, you can put some sage, and then it's just so nice. It's like a smudge, but it's just in the space. It's a subtler. So you don't have all the smoke. 7-day candles good to use. I don't even know what those 7-day candles are good to use. I don't even know what they are. So all right. Have I answered all the questions? If I didn't, please, in these last few moments before we wrap up, just copy and paste your question to the chat now, and then I can scroll down and answer. I think my angel friend Bhairavi has been doing such a wonderful support role for all of us to access links and find out where programs are and where products and services are. And that's the beauty of this program, is there's so much going on. Being on our own, we may not know what to get or where to get it. So Yasmin, get to sleep. It's 5:45 a.m. and you're still full of awake. Oh my goodness. So you were up all night? Oh my goodness. You're amazing, Yasmin. And Asha, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're joining, and please come and join again. This is a fabulous community, and Dr. Ply's blessings, even though he's not here, he knows this is going on, and he is blessing everybody, pouring it into the space. So you'll go away feeling so full that you'll be able to navigate your week with a lot more grace and ease. So yeah, so come on, somebody's saying, come on, stream Brazil TV tomorrow. Please, it's free. Oh my God, it's free. So it's a blessing from the divine, and it's a blessing for the whole world. And we're all gonna participate, hold hands, and be a part of this tremendous offering. So thank you so much, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you for everyone who participated, who shared your beautiful experiences that are so inspiring for so many people. And now you hear of people who've been on the path for a long time with Dr. Ply, and how blessed we all are. And we just want those blessings to be gifts that keep on giving and just pour out into anyone who comes. It doesn't matter how long you've been with Dr. Ply or how short you've been. If it's your first time, you're going to be in love. You're going to be full of love and full of joy, and that will help to make your world a better world. So God bless you all. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you when we see you. Namaste.